Red team, red team, red team. Hello, red team. It is franchise feature premiere day on MLB The Show. That's right. You, me, and all of the franchise fans are going to find out today just what's been added. Now, there was a video already put up, about a 5-minute long video. Oh, excuse me. We are going to watch that first. However, for my red team participants, absolutely, Joe. I like talking to people. As long as we can have civil conversations, Joe, I love talking to people. Honestly, that's kind of what I want to do. Is because maybe I know something that you don't. Maybe you have an idea that I haven't thought of. That's how things get better. You know what I mean? For the people that are on the Tubis, the red team, I want to show you guys something very well, I won't say proud, but you now have opportunities to have memberships and super chats show up. Now, you already know that this bar right here, as Tigers is showing off, is for the Twitch side. Tigers gets a resub, the bar moves, right? Well, I wanted to get something special for YouTube, for the red team, for when you do super chats and memberships over there. So, just customize here. If you super chat, it won't be over the bar. It'll always be at the bottom there. It'll give your name, the super chat, and it will TTS. I believe it TTSs. Let's make sure. Super chat does TTS, right? Enable text to speech. Yes, for anything over $1. For anything over $1, it text to speech. So let's go with that first. Bam. So let's save that. And then for the memberships over on the YouTube side, get a little membership over there as well. So again, if you're over on the YouTube side, memberships and re-memberships and super chats all have a notification now. We'll work on the sounds as we go. But you guys now have a way to show yourselves and support the channel at the same time. Just wanted to show that off to you guys. So there we go. I think the code could definitely, my ideas for franchise. Wait, what are we doing? Add on to the Twitter thing. I think the community can come up with a ton of stuff for franchise updates. It's just what's practical and what the code can handle. Well, that's the other issue, is the code has so much built on top of it. You know what I mean? The code goes on top and on top and on top. We really don't know what the code can handle anymore. So we don't know what the code can handle anymore. So that is a definite question we're gonna have to answer at some point. Stream I look forward to every year. Hopefully there will be no, so far so good. I don't think there's gonna be a raging so far. So let's take a look at this chat. Let's take a look at this video. We're gonna watch it together here. This is the franchise updates in MLB The Show on their channel on the YouTube. Is the code like the cloud? I have no idea what's going on with it. No, it's just the way video games work is you put, here's the problem with video games. You put one piece of code, right, under one block. And then you make another block next to it, right, with another piece of code, right? Then all of a sudden you put another piece of code on top of it in an upcoming year, right? Then all of a sudden you put another block and that block's hanging off. Maybe that block works, who knows? Then all of a sudden you got another block on top of it that has another piece of code, right? The thing is, to fix anything here, you got to take all this code off first and then get into this. And then when you rebuild the code, if you rebuild the bottom code, all of a sudden, the boxes aren't the same size anymore. So if you change this code becomes more unstable. Yeah, that's the problem is the boxes aren't the same size anymore. So you're putting your other code back on top. So you might have to end up fixing this code. And then, so the further down you go, the more multiplies you have to go through. So as a heads up, that's kind of why I try to be as open as I can when it comes to code. So they shouldn't release. They're never going to not release a game every year. License won't let them. License will not let them, Joe. Yep. for meaningful changes and all, well, I won't say meaningful changes, to have a huge update, in any sports game, they would have to 100% have it every 2 years or something like that. So for a foot model, you sure $1 million? Yeah, right? All right, let's get into this, chat. Let's watch this.
What's up, MLB The Show fans? Jessica Mendoza with you again for Fielding Feedback.
I don't believe these names are real, by the way.
Ask for more front office.
I don't believe any of these names are real. Oh, there's audio. I got it. Audio's in. Thank you, guys. I got it. Financial reasons? I mean, there is some financial reasons too, Joe. No, but normally the license. So I don't know if you guys know this or not. SDS pays Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball doesn't pay SDS. SDS pays Major League Baseball to distribute the game. The same way Madden pays the NFL for the NFL license. The NFL doesn't pay Madden for like putting out an NFL game. The NFL didn't hire EA. EA pays the NFL. The same way Sony or SDS pays Major League Baseball for the right to make a Major League Baseball game. Oh yeah, no. This is not like a Major League Baseball game that's put out by Sony. This is Sony putting out a Major League Baseball game. They've paid for the rights. So that's where a lot of that happens too. So, all right.
Office action and franchise mode in MLB The Show
Showing Felix Bautista, I'm already crying.
26 is delivering our most realistic
all right, let's look at that first screen here. Hold on, let me look at the first
dynamic
screen here.
deal-making experience yet.
Wait, why can't I go backwards? There we go.
Delivering our most
First screen, we already see the front office. I can't help it, chat. I can't help it. Depth chart. The depth chart is shown in here, but we do see our first, the first look at the front office. You'll see rosters, depth chart, free agents, transaction budget, general manager goals. We're hoping to see a little bit more of that. And the new trade hub. This is brand new. That's brand new. So keep an eye on that stuff.
realistic dynamic deal-making experience.
We also see the new budget screen with just new font, kind of the same information. Same information here. We just started, Helms. You didn't miss anything. It's not 3-year contracts anymore. It's 5. What do you mean? I don't know what it is now, the kid. I don't know what it is now. I don't know if that changed or not. I will say 51 million. I wonder if we can offer 51 million now. Because look at that. Bo Bichette. I wonder if we can offer 51 million a year now.
Yeah. For the rookies out there, franchise mode gives you the opportunity to run an MLB.
Talk about this before. It looks like March to October is now a part of franchise where take full control or go streamlined, right? Go streamlined is essentially what March to October was. Well, in sports gaming, you're still going to have March to October. It's just now I'm sure that's still in there. Who knows? But now I'm assuming this is what March to October has become, is the streamlined side of stuff. So what's up, Claire? Shall we do it? What's up, BK? How goes it, man?
Front
and the backyard baseball day,
you can streamline your reign as GM by customizing your level.
Again, we see task management. Again, this is normal franchise is the left option. Task management, we've seen this before too. Just a different option on how to do this. You can have automatic or manual for a lot of these options.
Participation in club staffing and player contract negotiations.
Waiver transactions is new, right? Waiver transactions being automatic is new, right? This is a new one. One of the things I didn't like last time, one of the things I didn't like last year is you never really knew when waivers were a thing. I hope this means we'll get a notification when somebody goes on waivers now. This is, contracts, waivers, arbitration, renewables, all of this is new. I hope there's a renew all button. And I'm not automating renewables. I'm not losing anybody. See, manage the budget. Give it time.
You can also extend your executive era with custom game entry.
Custom game entry was in last year. It does look like there's a few more notches on the bar as they put this up.
By playing as few or as many moments.
So if you look at this, watch how many notches there are. It looks like there's more notches on that situation importance bar. I wonder if that's a thing. I could have sworn that jumped more per notch. We'll have to look today.
Entry by playing as few, and you can also extend your executive era with.
Did they gray out this? Did they gray out where you can't come in between the first and fifth inning? I will say I don't like that if that's a thing. Maybe you just select further and it opens the circles up. Maybe I'm overthinking that.
Custom game entry by playing as few or as many moments throughout the season as you prefer.
Yo, wait, Young Dap, you're blocked on what? Young Dap, you're blocked on what? What are you blocked on? You're not blocked on anything. Right, but Showtime, those innings, that's the that setting is the earliest inning you can get in there. Yesterday blocked, you're not blocked. Brother, you've never been blocked in my channel. The super chat, by the way, you now have alerts for your super chats, Young Dap, as a heads up. You should not be YouTube blocked. You in no way are YouTube blocked, brother. You're still here.
Choose when to take over the sticks for pivotal games without the need to play every as you prefer. Choose when to take over the sticks for pivotal.
Detroit, nice look. Was Detroit, was left field wall orange last year in Detroit, chat? Over here? Was this orange before? Or am I crazy? I'm okay with UI colors. Yeah, finally finished the center. That was orange last year? I don't remember that at all. Wow. Interesting.
Games without the need to play every inning. Buckle up, GM.
New trade hub. We see this right here. Go back here.
Pivotal games without the need to play every inning.
YouTube AI was blocking everybody. I don't have AI on. Why would YouTube AI block everybody? Believe it was patched in. Gotcha. Okay, here we go. So the trade hub is new. You see positional markets. You see market sentiment. This is on May 20th, by the way. And you see, I'm assuming this is the trade block down here. So let's talk about this real quick. Positional markets. Well, we'll talk about it as we go. We'll talk about it as we go because they talk about a lot of the stuff in here.
Buckle up, GMs.
It's not 3 players, it's 4 players now.
Because we've built a brand new trade hub that is a true one.
There we go. We just saw rumors.
Buckle up, GMs. Because we've built a brand new trade hub that is a true.
There we go. So we have rumors now. You trade overview, rumors, trade block, untouchables, trade targets, and behind my head is position. So the cool thing about this is trade chatter, and this might not be real. Some of these could be fake. So the Phillies are shopping Jose Alvarado. The Marlins are scouring the market for an upgrade at first base. Some of these might not be real. There's going to be real rumors and fake rumors. Yes, you can do 3 for 1, 4. You can do up to 4 for either team, Dustin.
True one stop.
There we go. The trade block. You're adding people in the trade block.
Shop for all
untouchables. You can add up to 20 players as untouchable.
All trade related business.
There are trade targets. You can add trade targets now.
Trade hub that is a true one-stop shop for all trade.
There we go. This person has added Jorge Soler and Yordan Alvarez, which means that you will get some information possibly on them, or maybe you'll get an offer from those teams.
Related business.
Again, we know this already, what positions you're looking for.
I'm talking about the central dashboard for creating and reviewing offers, trade targets, trade block.
Wait, what was that?
Talking about a.
So the received offer, don't pay any attention to these received offers. Just a heads up. Well, I mean, I like the idea because, Joe, that feels realistic to me. It feels realistic to me that you can get a faked offer. I think that's cool. And counter offer, yes. Well, because there's no instant trades anymore. So, again, you're going to see Paddock and Fairbanks for Evan Carter, Eovaldi, Ezekiel Duran, and Chris Martin. Again, this is July 2nd. We don't know anything about the rosters. We don't know anything about all the other stuff. But there are no instant trades. You have accept, counter, and decline. There we go.
Central dashboard for creating and reviewing offers. Trade targets.
There we go. Trade targets. Again, you can target anyone you want.
Trade blocks, trade rumors.
Rumors, again, we talked about this before. The Twins are scouring the market for an upgraded shortstop.
And more. And you'll need
I want that screen. Give me that screen back.
Offers,
Give me that screen
trade
back.
Targets, trade blocks, trade rumors, and more. And you'll
So we'll see that a little later, but the upgraded player card,
need
the upgraded batter overview, batter standard, and then this over here will be batter advanced. Batter advanced over the right-hand side. So a whole bunch of different stats. A little easier to see everything. Whereas before you could see like career stats and scroll down like Baseball Reference. I think this is a better way to show things too. So the Maya card, by the way, possible minor league career stats for players. Maybe Seth. I would assume that career minor league stats clear every season. I would assume that the minor league stats clear every season.
all the information you can get
So MLB career batting.
to make big moves, because this year we've updated the
Yeah, it just says MLB, yeah. So the
logic
positions?
across the entire trade landscape. No more ripping off
Trade hub. So again, this trade hub is fine. Like Henke and Roby for Scooble obviously is not going to
the
happen.
CPU with unrealistic blockbusters.
Back on the card, what?
Targets, trade blocks, trade rumors, and more. And you'll need all
L1.
the information you
I think that just changes what tab you're on over here.
can get.
This thing over here, I think that just changes what tab you're on.
To make
Yeah, I think look at the way the block is over there. Look how this is all one block. I think L1 is just to change what you're on in these screens. I don't think it changes MLB career to minor league career. I think it's literally just that. Just the next tab down. Or if you hold it, you can scroll up and down in the tab.
This year, we've updated the logic
Yeah, I don't think we're getting that.
across the entire trade landscape. No more ripping off the CPU with unrealistic blockbusters. Player valuations are at the core.
This is super like interesting to me that player evaluations are now based on a number of things. If this works, this changes all kinds of things in terms of like team building with the CPU.
Core of front office operations, which is why we revamped the valuation.
There's the new card screen, by the way. Obviously, we get individual stats and then an overall for it. So you're gonna get an overall. If you want a quick look, you get an overall of every one of them. If you want a full look, you can get into the actual full ability there. Oh, people are always gonna break the trade logic without a doubt.
Equations for all-stars and prospects alike.
So you see what I mean here? See how the L2R2 is here? The L2R2, I'm assuming, scrolls between players. I'm assuming the L1 is going to be for that menu there, not for minor league stats. No, L2R2 is changing players, Hotham.
Which is why we
What? Yeah, if you're on this screen,
player valuations are
I'm assuming L2R2, because the name is down here, changes players left and right. Because that's what it did last year.
at the core of front office operations, which is why we
Are they live,
revamped
by the way?
valuation equations for all-stars and prospects alike. Even farm system rankings have been incorporated into our new trade logic. And for the MVP level franchise cornerstones, we've added new untouchable player logic, which makes it near
We'll come back to this. Carson, Ashley, Clayton, and Oh God, I'm gonna. Oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna. I know his name. Oh, I'm blanking. I know his name. I know his name and I can't remember it. Well, I'm sure we'll get it. I'm sure we'll get it. So. Yeah, finger. You were running your mouth on Discord. What do you mean? Running your mouth on what? Hey, what's up, big man? How we doing, dude? They reveal new legend this stream? Nope. Won't be till Diamond Dynasty. That's not Tim. That's not Tim, BC. I know Tim. That's not Tim. Oh, brought the combo here? Oh, okay. You're allowed to talk in the Discord with him. I don't think that's Ryden either. I don't think that's Ryden. I've never met Ryden. I've talked to Ryden a bunch of times. I don't think that's Ryden either. So. Let me refresh this, just make sure we're up to date here, chat. Close enough. Get this chat off my screen. Terrified, the Pujols card is probably the full collection, Doc. I would assume Pujols' full collection, Campanella is the NL, and Felix is the AL. I think Pujols is the bigger draw. Yeah, it's definitely doable. I didn't think I had mine until like June, but it's definitely doable. No, I think it's gonna be one of the players I already talked about. All right, here we go. Boom, a dump, 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 a dump. And looking good so far, Cole. We'll see.
We are sitting here today with senior game designer and product owner of franchise, Clayton Reed. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm just realizing now that I'm sitting here, I was here last year as well, but 2 years ago when my Rangers won, somehow I wasn't brought on to do the stream, so there's a bit of conspiracy there. But again, I'm still in the World Series glow. Glad to be back for another.
I'm assuming, yeah, it's not. We didn't get USA Conquest till the end of the year last year.
Live and breathe franchise. Is there anything you just want to kick off this stream talking about?
Yeah, I'll give a little PSA. Just say that, you know, like everyone, all other games, we want our franchise mode to be the best. But we're not just saying that. We love franchise. Like for me,
oh my Lord,
franchise mode is what I play. Tim's going to join us later. Franchise mode is what he loves to play. Our team's very passionate about it. And it's important to us not just as developers, but as fans. So we want the best experience possible for our fans.
I love that you touch on, like, you are equally
oh,
a fan
Jeremiah
of the game,
Jackson,
as is the
100%.
community. You know, Tim is somebody who's come from the community. You've been here how many years now?
Again, we don't want to get into this.
He's been there a while.
Me, but I've been here a minute. You know,
All right.
a minute.
Right, but you...
Is he high? No, he's just speaking normally. We done, boys.
But
Chill.
you've had that fandom carrying through. I know we've sat down with you the last
New
couple
home
of
run
years,
thing
kind
at the
of
bottom?
refreshing the foundation of franchise mode, and now we're in a position where we kind of reap some of those benefits and what we're able to add to franchise.
Yeah,
So
there's
we
the
wanna
new
kind of
scoreboard and
backpedal a
everything
little
up.
bit. What have we added and where are we going?
It's not,
Right,
Joe.
So once after our team took charge of franchise,
It had 0 stats on
we
it.
took,
It's
you know,
not.
a cycle or two to really get the foundation in place. We're talking trade metric, player metric, all these pieces to
The
allow us to
teams
move
were already
forward.
in last year.
Since then, you know, we've overhauled.
It's just the player was.
scouting
If you
and
notice, they have
drafting,
0
we've overhauled free
stats.
agency.
Same thing happened last
We've
year.
added custom game entry, and I'm going to talk about custom game entry for a minute, just because.
Wait, was that the new
you know, even
scoreboard?
when we do focus testing and research, we noticed that, you know, there's people that don't realize that custom game entry is in there, and we think it's really important that people that want to play franchise, sometimes they're a little intimidated.
Was that the
about,
new scoreboard,
the amount of
chat?
games they can play it. So I'll talk about custom game entry again for 1 second here. You can customize level importance.
Sean, like, you are
Yes!
equally a fan of the game.
And you
Yes,
wanna
the
enter
new
a game,
scoreboard!
You can choose to come in for individual player moments, noteworthy
New
moments, or
scoreboard!
not. You know, it gives you a ton of flexibility. You don't have
These
to
innings
play
are
all
great out. Oh, no, it's
160
okay.
games, but you'll
It's
be
just
there for
grading
the
out
big
because this is where you go.
moments. We want you to get through seasons. We want you to dig into the features
I get it
that
now.
we put, blood, sweat, and tears into.
For sure. And I know that, leads us all into one of the biggest features we've seen in franchise now that we're going to kick off, and it's the new trade system.
Yeah. All that said, the biggest part of the stream that we'll discuss is the new trade system.
They'd have to add all the extra personnel,
night and
though,
day
Joe.
when compared to the old system. Easily the best system we've had in the show. You can quote me on that. Not even scared. Not even close to anything that came before. So Rangers, trades, quote me.
There you have it. Yeah, Mackenzie Gore.
I mean,
the Rangers
I
already
know.
had
We're
it.
working
Carson
deals
won't
out.
Yeah,
speak
we're
like that
celebrating.
normally,
It
so.
won't stop there. We're also going to sit down with Tim. We're going to talk about some of the new logic, some of the new bullpen logic, some bullpen games, and then, of course, I know
Bullpen
some
logic!
people are
He said
asking
the
for
words!
Streamlined franchise. We're going to dive into that today, too. Really excited to get this going.
Carson, as you were saying, we're going to dive into all the different logic systems and
Like, we knew that there was going to be bullpen games, but the new bullpen logic, I love to hear that.
clean it up a little bit as we're going through these new overhauls and systems and how we're tackling which piece of franchise for each dev cycle. What are some of the pillars that are upholding some some of these decisions?
Yeah, that's
No,
a
no,
good word.
there's
We do
logic
take it to heart,
updates,
we
too.
emphasize
It's
these
not just
pillars when
bullpen
we're
games.
Trying to develop a feature. And the first one's depth. We want layers. We want like real life components, as many as possible. We feel that gives a feature replayability. So that goes into, trade system, free agency, all these things. We want
1 second, chat.
authenticity, realism, not only in how our fans engage with the focus testing and research, scouting and drafting. We've over trade metric, player metric. Teach me,
1
but
second,
I've been
chat.
here a minute.
Alright.
Seems very like everyone to us, not just.
Come on. Sorry, chat.
Play franchise religiously. They're always asking, make it harder. I want more challenge. I don't want this
Yeah.
to be a cakewalk. So the fact that we're going to be building on that a little later with trade logic, I'm excited for them to find out.
And we'll touch on that a little bit. That came up from the community about trades, and obviously we take that to heart. And Fog of War with challenge, getting back to that. I always love Fog of War. People mock me, but I love a little Fog of
it's
War, a little
awesome. Yeah.
misdirection. And then if we get depth, authenticity, and challenge right, then we get immersion,
Yes.
right? We want you getting lost in our systems, enjoying the challenge. And then the last thing is accessibility. We want you to be able to enjoy our features at a higher level, but allow for a deeper dive. And we know it can be overwhelming to newcomers in franchise. There's so much to do in there, but we want them to enjoy it, even if they don't dive as deep in as like Tim or I do with franchise.
Steal footage from the
Now,
franchise, yeah,
hearing
right?
about all these pillars, our fans have a little bit of background on what we kind of
Exactly.
think about going into each development cycle. But you know what? Without further ado, let's talk trades.
All right, everyone's heard us talk about this new trade experience. Before we go live and make some trades ourselves, Clayton, let's dive into what this means.
Yeah, I'm gonna reiterate. This trade logic is written from scratch. It's possible we were trying to stop the old trade system ship from sinking with duct tape and band-aids.
Written
but
from scratch.
in order to move forward,
Remember
we
that.
had to abandon the old logic and start over.
Okay, so yeah, what does that mean? I know, realism is the pinnacle, but what can fans expect?
Yeah, I'm gonna dig back into the pillars like we talked about. So for the trade system, for the perspective of challenge, we felt like trading was too easy, which to me made it boring. It's not easy anymore, which I
excited
think,
to
I
find
think
out
you'll
soon.
love, which I like. The community wants a challenge. We knew they wanted a challenge. They want, again, the risk reward element. They
That's what
want the
happens,
chance
Helms.
that you may lose
That's
a
what
trade,
happens. Yeah, I just turned them up a little bit.
No longer is that hand-holding visual that's going to tell you if a trade's been accepted or not. You have to gauge based on feedback and what satisfies your rival GMs. And the CPU often is going to try to get the better of you in trade negotiations. So you have to be on your toes and pay attention to what's going on around the league.
In addition to creating all these new challenges for our fans to experience,
Ubik
let's
for
also touch a little bit on the
Smith-Schaller?
realism
Alright.
pillar. Some offers and systems are kind of returning back into this trade logic.
Dustin, I don't worry
we
about that
brought
video.
back pending offers.
I'm not worried
And
about
with
that video.
Pending offers comes counter offers because we wanted that back and forth in trade negotiations, which is real life. That's realism, right? There's a new dynamic trade block logic, which is appropriate for the different organizational strategies. If we talk trade packages, buyers want MLB ready talent. They want win now. Sellers want prospects. They want young MLB talent. And it's wise to be realistic about your team's outlook, when you're trying to fill your trade block. If you're a struggling team, you don't want to.
That's weird. That one's weird because the Mariners are not giving up. Well, I mean, the Mariners are giving up some good prospects. 2 top 100 prospects.
There's new feedback system. The bar telling you if a trade is going to be accepted or not, that's gone. Opposing GMs will straight up tell you players that they are interested in, and they'll let you know if a trade is offensive or if it's in the ballpark.
I mean,
positional needs will guide you so far as the
little rank button there for sure.
For opposing teams. And rumors will sometimes let you know if a rival is about to steal someone on your trade targets or steal someone that's in a pending offer. And rival GMs will even mock you if you significantly overpay. They'll make fun of you.
I kind of love that.
Yeah, our fans can expect a new level of realism with this new trade hub.
As Carson was alluding to, we're going to have a new look at the trade hub and all the multi-dimensions around it. So can you walk us through what our fans can expect?
Yeah, and this all falls under the depth, right? So there's a new trade hub, a one-stop shop for everything trade-related. It is not the March-October.
If they want to win, they will. Sports gaming.
Times 1,000. So
look at all the players they got out of that.
We have expanded trade slots, 4 aside now. You can have up to 8 players in a trade. Expanded organizational strategies, big buyers, small buyers, big sellers, small sellers, different kind of stand pats, and it kind of depends on farm rankings that are now incorporated in the trade. So the farm rankings will affect your organizational strategies. We have positional market sentiments. We have overall market sentiments, a buyer's market, or maybe it's a buyer's market at shortstop. And sometimes you can time it. If you want a shortstop, it's a buyer's market, and it's a positional buyer's market at shortstop. You can get a great deal if you time it that way. And then market sizes, they influence player trade values depending on market sentiment and organizational strategies. And then the big thing with market sizes is that, small markets they're not going to be able to acquire those long-term giant contracts. So I'm sorry to the Rays and Pirates. Juan Soto is not going to be coming to you unless maybe it's his walk year or walk year +1.
Yeah, I mean, this is just going to make it feel more real than ever before. Like you said, like taking account for these walk years with these small market teams, or even just like the buyer and sellers markets between positions.
Those are offers, okay.
Hat to execute some of these trades.
100%. Timing is going to be crucial, this is all depth, right? The more depth, we want the realism, we want the depth, we want all these pieces in. We have untouchables. We have trade targets. Trade targets, you're basically telling other GMs that you're interested in this player, and then depending on their situations, you make it an offer from them. Like it's like passively pursuing these players.
Yeah.
We have.
I love that. I really love that.
Of course, fog of war. Secondary positions. We're excited about this because secondary positions are factored into trades now. So the CPU won't only be targeting. Say they need a second baseman. They're not only going to be targeting primary second baseman. They can target players that play second base as a secondary position, right? Updated trade frequency that ramps up the closer you get to the trade deadline. And then positional needs is again there. This drives offers and it's incorporated into trade evaluations.
What I'm kind of hearing through this laundry list of details that we experience in real life with Major League Baseball, with the trade deadline, is now going to be incorporated into franchise at a level we have not seen before, something I know our fans have wanted, and I can just see all the tweets of them wanting to get their hands on this game as soon as possible.
I like how you say that because it's so important for us to get as much depth in as possible because that's what makes it interesting for us.
Right, the Jackson Holiday trade, yep.
We get all these pieces in the depth, the challenge, the realism, and it all leads to immersion, right? And the back and forth nature of the pending trades and the counter offers and it leads to stressful moments, the rumors, the misdirection. It's fun, and it will suck you in. Like, this is the most fun I've had playing franchise in a long time, with all the, the features in place: free agency, trading, scouting and drafting, all these things, and custom game entry.
Yeah, I'm excited to get my hands on it. We're going to be doing some trades live after this pre-record.
Live trades
now
is
I think it's
scary.
time to go over to Tim and talk lineup logic.
It's time to bring on our heavy pinch hitter for the homer. Tim, welcome back to the feature premiere. Remind our fans, what do you do here?
Hey, I'm a game designer here on the show, and I've been here for about 4 or 5 years, and I'm coming in from cold and snowy upstate New York.
Well, it's rainy here in San Diego, and I hear when it rains, it pours. And
Secondary
we're going to be
positions are
adding on
everything,
to
Helmsy.
all the trade logic we were talking about with Clayton. Walk us through some of the lineup logic that's being added to franchise this year.
We are so excited to talk about lineup
I do love me
logic
some Tim
because
Barnes, man.
this is something that we have had on our radar for quite some time.
Tim's a good dude.
Lineups, like Clayton mentioned before, are part of our pillars, and we wanted to hit the realism part. So we did a lot of research, and in that research, there was a lot of new trends in baseball that we haven't replicated correctly. We wanted to fix that. So now you're going to see your best hitters hitting in the 2 or 3 hole.
Don't come in here and
the
start
on-base
crap,
percentage
Schiff.
guy will be in the 1 spot. It doesn't matter anymore the position. We're not looking for the slap hitters, the speed guys. Now you'll see the Otanis, the Schwarbers, those guys hitting that leadoff
Goddamn
spot.
Tony Tarasco
Kind of
moment
excited.
still haunts me.
Yeah, I'm hearing, more modern takes in the game are going into franchise, which is super exciting. I know it doesn't stop there. We talk about depth. We talk about immersion. Tim, let's talk more about this.
So when you talk about depth, one of the things for us is always to have that risk-reward factor in there, and also to have some immersion. For our depth,
the energy
performance
being
matters
new,
this
this
year.
is good.
So attributes are part of
The energy being on,
part of the package with the lineups, but performance in game and in previous seasons also come into play. If you had a player last year playing real MLB and their stats didn't really reflect their performance, the artificial GM may decide they're going to put them in a different spot in the order. As the season progresses, that dynamic attributes and performance will end up changing their performance on the field, moving their spot in the lineup. They can move up, they can move down, just like a real manager does in a baseball game.
And it doesn't stop there. I know I'm excited for the next change, which is the bullpen rotation logic and the addition of bullpen games, Tim.
Come on, talk to me about bullpen logic.
So in the last couple of World Series, we've seen the bullpen games been a major part of the way the modern use of the bullpen is used. We have the openers that will start the game.
He's looked great,
They'll
TX.
pitch an inning or two, and then somebody else will come in to finish off the game. Multiple innings will be pitched, and we wanted to reflect that in our game. So to do that, we have not only the user can utilize this, but the CPU will as well. And there's a few triggers that'll happen that'll cause it, just like real baseball. Short-term injuries can impact it. So if you had a starter that's missing a starter or two, you may see a bullpen game that'll occur. A lack of quality in the rotation. So if you don't have a starter that can handle the rigor of pitching at 5 to 6 innings in the major league game anymore, you may see now a bullpen game occur. And if your starting pitcher, for whatever reason, has a long outing and their energy and stamina is down, you may see a bullpen game occur. So one of the things that we had talked about that we wanted to move forward
was that
with,
OP
anything
badge?
that the user can do, we want the CPU to do.
Was that
And
an
you'll see
opener
that
badge?
in our new game this year with bullpen games.
And that leads even more to
Yeah,
the realism,
that's
the
dope. I like
immersion of the
that.
franchise experience. But let's touch a little bit on depth. You kind of were already kind of going down that
It's the
path.
new rating that does
whether
all their
it's
break and stuff,
performance,
Jay.
Whether it's starting pitcher energy, what
just like
kind
an
of depth
overall
does
rating for their
looking
break.
at to then trigger these bullpen games, or when these bullpen games are occurring.
So like I said, bullpen games are going to occur naturally. It's going to be a part of the game where you'll see, and the user can do this at any time. The user can, if they wanted to have a bullpen game in the 4 spot, the 5 spot, they can set up the bullpen game themselves at any time. The CPU will use it whenever it makes sense for them, based on pitcher energy, a lack of depth, or maybe it's just that that's the best option that they have. And you'll see that, and the logic is working great. We're seeing some awesome outcomes with it. And this realism leads to more immersion in our game. And again, it's part of our pillars that we're looking for. And the CPU will even choose the opener based on the qualities that a real GM and real manager look for in an opener.
Yeah, what I'm hearing through, whether it's the trade logic overhaul, lineup logic, bullpen logic, we're just seeing the modern game now being accurately reflected in MLB The Show 26.
That's our whole idea. Everything that we're looking to do is to try to reflect the game of baseball, make it realistic, make it fun, make it challenging.
Thank you, Tim, so much for joining us, talking through lineup and bullpen logic.
By the way,
Anything
I'm
else
putting
you
the
want to say?
volume to
The only thing that I'm
Ashley
looking
and
forward
Tim
to
now.
showing us,
Carson,
showing
I can't
everyone
help.
on the live stream is how lineups, bullpens, rotations are performance-based this year, and you will see that, and they will evolve naturally through the progression through the season. Performance is going to matter here, so players can move up, down the lineup. They can even move in different spots in the rotation or in the bullpen.
Damn right, Brunches.
Yeah, we will see it.
It's
when we
good
go
stuff.
Live. Thanks again, Tim.
Thanks,
Probably
guys.
digging out
Thank you
of,
once again,
4
Tim, for
feet of
joining us. I
snow.
hope you're staying warm in upstate New York. But as we get ready of playing the game, anything else you'd like to
If
say?
they
Clayton?
redid,
Yeah,
if they
we'll save it
redid
for the live
bullpen
portion,
logic
but
in
one of
general,
the
G-Man,
big
I would say no,
accessibility
but we'll
additions
see.
is
We won't know till we get our
Streamlined
hands on it.
franchise. We'll touch on that then, and then we'll get into some more fan requests, stuff that we've implemented as well.
CBU
We'll touch on
bullpen
that
changed
when we go
roles a
live.
little bit in
And then we'll
25
also
already,
touch on
remember, because
Yankees-
you could have relief
Yankees
pitchers
aging
be
rotation,
closers
Tim's team,
and
how they'll
closers
probably
be
use
set
the
up.
bullpen
They
game
did
a
that a
lot.
little in 25, so I
Alright,
want
well,
to see
I'm
if that's
excited to get our hands
evolved
dirty. Let's
or
get to
more of
it.
the same. We won't know till we get our hands on it. There we go.
Hello, welcome back. We are live from San Diego studio. We are 14 days away from early access, Ashley.
That is
2
weeks
weeks,
from
man.
today. You just heard about
2
how we built
weeks.
the trade logic system from
Brunches,
the ground
send
up.
me
You
a
got
copy
sneak
early.
peek into the bullpen and lineup logic as well.
Yeah, before we dive into this live play, we'll be doing
No one
some
will know.
trades with the franchise boys. Don't forget to watch the gameplay,
I'll buy the
Road to Show, and
PlayStation dev kit.
presentation features news that are on YouTube right now.
As Carson mentioned, from here
Hold on,
on
I
out,
got you.
we're going to be
I got
talking
you,
all
Brunches,
about
ready?
the trades. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into Streamlined franchise. And reminder, where it's all about what's in franchise and MLB The Show 26.
I
That
used
does
this to
not
argue with
include
umpire the
online
other night.
franchise.
That's right. We'll be focusing on everything new in MLB 26.
We're ready to go.
Twitch drops are active, so make sure you have your
We're ready
accounts
to go,
linked.
baby.
We have 3 more MLB The Show 26 packs up
I
for
literally
grabs.
did-
That's 12
I literally
total if
did
you've
put
been
this on
watching
and argue with an
stream.
umpire the other
I know
night.
I have been. I've been like waiting to get my Twitch packs at the end of every stream. But without further ado, we are joined by senior game designer and product owner Clayton, as well as our producer
That's a
Travis.
great
Travis.
Oh, stream debut, Travis? This is
yeah,
your stream
debut?
debut?
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Yep.
big day.
A lot of
big
pressure.
day.
A lot of pressure.
Are you a little
Travi.
nervous?
A little nervous.
That's
little,
okay.
Little butterflies. But
Live trade's a little scary, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Travi's gonna be great. He's gonna be great.
So, yeah, I think you guys all saw in the pre-record, we have a ton of great new features in MLB The Show 26. I think for the live portion, we're going to dive in to the dev kit and start looking at what
It's
some
a
of
custom
these
logo,
new
Jay.
trades look like and go through a bunch
Same
of
as
other
Travis
fun
got
stuff
it.
throughout this whole live portion.
It's a custom
Yeah,
logo.
let's
It's
have
not one
some
you know.
fun. Time to celebrate. I know Tim wishes he could be here. He's stuck in snowy upstate New York, but
Hopefully
he's
he's
watching
in the
at
chat.
home.
Yeah.
Jealous
Yeah,
that
we'll
he's
find
not
him.
here.
We're thinking of you, Tim.
Tim, type 1 if you're in chat.
All right, so before we dive too deep into the whole new trade system, I wanted to kind of set up a couple trades that typically will garner some counter offers.
I like the win counter at the top too. Remember I told you
Bringing
guys?
back the back and
This
forth
thing right
nature of
here,
trade
this is kinda dope.
negotiations, It was very important to us, and for us it adds.
It
a
shows
level
with
of
the wild
excitement,
card,
level of
what you
strategy
have to
and
get
realism,
to.
You know, so
And where you are.
Yeah.
look at we'll dig into the trade hub a bit more later, but right now you can get a quick look at market sentiment, sellers market, bidding wars for right field and second base. But as my beloved Rangers, I set up a couple of trades here. One, trying to look for a prospect shortstop, Jet Williams. I maybe lowballed
As
him
in
a
sports
little bit
gaming,
with
I've been
Xavier
looking at that. I
Peterson.
really want to.
And then
Mango
looking for a
swears
closer,
by it.
right? So
Mango
starting
swears by
Rodriguez,
it.
Who was on the trade block, and again, Slate probably underpay. And typically these kind of trades will garner a counteroffer because they're not going to accept these.
Right, and I think this is important for any of our fans to know. These are pending offers now, right? Like, we're not getting the
Pending
instant
offers.
gratification of a trade that you guys might be familiar with.
I
So there is
love
that
the
cat and
idea
mouse game.
of
You're
it
sending
being
across the
pending
fence. You're
and there
waiting to see
being
what
that
team's
like,
gonna
oh
say.
my
So
God,
hopefully
I
there's some
don't
counter.
know.
Yeah, for sure. So you can see
I
I
love
looked at
that,
the MLB
like,
trade block. Randy
sit on the
Rodriguez
edge.
is-
What's up,
has
Walla?
been placed on the block. So he's someone that I'm looking to acquire, but I don't want to pay more than I have to, right? So set up a couple trades here. We should
these
be
are
able
offers,
to
though. These are
go
offers,
into the
Joe.
calendar and then sim, and let's see if we get some counter offers.
So you touched on earlier, you're kind of lowballing a little bit. So what are you kind of
A little
expecting
bit.
to
Purposely
happen
lowballing,
once
yep.
you hear back from your trade partner?
Well, I think they're going to let me know how they feel about the offer, whether the value's there or not, whether any of these players are really meeting their needs, whether it's positional needs or if they're
Dude, if one of these gets accepted live on stream.
Prospects. Our TV is almost turning off here, so 1 second.
It's the beauty of doing everything live, you know?
Yep.
Never know what's going to
There
happen.
we go.
There it
Perfect.
is.
All right, so we're going to sim ahead a few days. And
I guess we're definitely playing
hopefully we see
marathon
some
tonight,
counter
chat.
offers and we get some of that back and forth nature. Okay, well, 1 day right off the hop. Okay, so the Giants, if we went back in and we looked at the trade block for the Giants, a position of need for them was right field, among other things. They didn't
they
like
want
my Jake
Nimmo
Berger piece of that trade, I believe, is who it
And
was. So
Hellman?
they came back and they're literally, they're telling us, you can see here the fit wasn't quite right, but Brandon Nimmo is someone we're interested in, right? So they're straight up telling you a player they're interested
No, you're
in.
good,
So,
Joe. You're good.
Again, a very obvious hint, but it's
That's why we
something,
wanted to tell you because
you
they
can work
made
around.
sure
If
to
you
tell
don't
us.
like this offer, you can maybe focus a different package on Nimmo, right? So we got that counter offer there. We'll see if we get another one.
It's cool that they're giving you a little sneak peek into what they're thinking, right, as the CPU.
Another counter offer. You can see that some decisions are made sooner than later.
Damn, Josh Young
some
is
teams take
for
longer to get
Jet
back.
Williams. Josh Young
Same
is
thing
a,
here. Oh, they're after Jung. So Milwaukee. If we go back
Interesting.
to the trade block again, which we can do in a minute. You'll see that they're looking for a third.
Like,
baseman,
Jock is
right?
obviously
And,
a little older.
Josh Young was on my
Don't get
trade
me
block,
wrong, but like
and so
having
they came
Josh
back
Young
and
on
told
that
them
trade is
that
kind
met
of
their needs,
is interesting because
and the
that's like a
baseman is fair,
proven
although
major
the
leaguer with a
CPU
high upside.
More often than not, we'll try and game you a little bit and
Okay.
get a little extra value out of it.
Game or be gamed, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll jump back in the trade up. We go
But
in
again,
here,
these are
MLB
still
trade
offers.
blocks.
Nothing's been accepted.
Where are the Giants up there?
There you go.
So the Giants were looking
Well,
for left
they went
fielder,
after
actually,
Jet.
but Nimmo,
Be honest, the
and this is
Rangers
another
are trying to
piece
get
of it,
Jet
right?
Williams.
Typically, in the past, with the trade logic, they'd only be looking at primary positions, but Nimmo has secondary left field, so they know that Nimmo can
Dustin, no.
can fit their need in left
No.
field, so that's why they added him. to
He's
the
my
package.
starter.
It's
Get
gonna
the hell away
improve
from me.
Enough their left field position that it's someone that
Current
they're
performance is
I'm
part
glad
of
you
it, yes.
mentioned that. That was one of like the bigger points of our fielding feedback that came out earlier this morning that fans were kind of latching to. It's not just the primary positions, whether it's us, whether it's the CPU. Your secondary positions matter just as much.
Exactly, and that was important for us.
Yeah.
You know, we felt the old trade logic was limited to primary positions. We didn't want that to be. Same thing when we get into lineup logic. We've really honed
It's
in on
encouraging to
secondary
hear
positions
that they
fill
ripped the trade
needs for the
logic
lineup as well.
completely
That's
out
what we see in the real
and
life.
rebuilt
Right,
it.
so we're
trying to,
Because that
you know,
means
make
the
it feel as
old
real as
stuff, the
possible.
Yeah,
old
as I
like
mentioned before, the Brewers,
things
you know,
that
they're
were wrong
seeking
is
first base,
gone
third
no
base,
matter
outfield.
what.
So obviously Josh
Now
Young
they
was
might have
someone that
created new bugs,
improved
who
third base
knows?
enough
But
that they were
it's
happy with the
encouraging that
final
we're at
offer
least
for
going to
that.
have a
Yeah.
new trade
Very cool.
logic.
So, Colin, I'm going to set something up here.
Go back to the main cam.
Yeah, go back to the main cam.
Untouchables is huge if the CPU uses them right.
Hey,
Perfect.
As Clayton's kind of setting everything up, Travis, what is something that you're most looking forward to about franchise this year?
Oh, I'm just so excited for our team that, you know, with such a small dev cycle, it's kind of tough to get everything in that we wanted to. But I feel like the trades are more true to life, and that's what we really want. You know, we want the reactive trades, and we want it to be fun, and we want it to be realistic. That's what we're striving for.
Right.
And I
We
feel
always
like
do
we're
as
doing
much as we can.
that. We do as much as we can,
Yes.
and it's
Don't
And you know, it's
don't
built
look at
on
the
it's been
examples,
used
Mortal.
in
If you're looking for the
right.
video
We
from
talked
earlier
about it in
today,
the pre-record,
don't
but
worry
it's
about that.
you know,
Worry
you have
about
the
this
free
and
agency
when we get
stuff,
hands
you have
on.
the scouting stuff for the draft,
Exactly.
and now we're at trade.
Do not
stuff
worry.
is
That
like a
5-minute video
foundational
was
step
not
to
made
improve
with
it.
like franchise gamers in mind. That is a buzz video.
I'm gonna keep
I need
working
you
on
guys to
custom
remember that.
game
Remember when
entry.
Madden
Custom
does
game
this stuff
entries
too?
there.
Madden does the same
Set
thing.
up the inning
It's
you
made
come
by people that are
in,
trying to
the,
get
level of
video in
points you
together
come
quickly.
in, player
Okay?
highlight moments, all that stuff. So remember, custom game entry is there. So all right,
Back
now
to
what I
dev
want to
chaos.
do is I just want to. We're just gonna sim. We're on 30-team control.
All right.
Everything's on automatic. We just want to look at trades that come up and celebrate the trade system here. Talk about the trades and see what happens.
Right.
You ready to
Made
roll?
by the marketing, not
Yeah,
by the
let's do it.
franchise.
All right, so I'm gonna sim through March.
So give that a
Typically
little bit.
April,
Give
May,
that a
second
little bit
real
of
life
like
will be
leniency.
quieter,
Okay.
quieter months for trades.
Come on, stop closing my damn
But we'll see if we
screen.
get one in April. Already we got one in
Oh.
April.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan Long for AJ
D-backs,
Puck.
Trading away a reliever, potentially selling already. AJ Puck, 78 overall. All right. Cubs are already buyers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like
And
that as a
obviously-
White Sox
Yeah.
fan. Let's take this back a little bit.
And so the D-backs, again, you're looking for, a young piece to build around 24 years old. Good trade there.
All
right.
Some of our D-backs fans are bummed. Sorry, guys.
They're selling already. Maybe a small seller early in the season. All right, so 1 in April.
Stevenson for Miller.
Yeah.
They always sell Stevenson.
Marlins look like small buyers going after a catcher.
Is there 1 year remaining though?
36,
How much?
4
Wait, go
homers,
back to Jacob Miller.
nice.
Go back to Jacob Miller. How much?
And again, another young
7 years
pitcher.
remaining of time. So like that's a 22-year-old
12
pitcher
yard,
that they're gonna have under
22-year-old
control for a
pitcher.
while.
Maybe a back of the rotation starter. We'll see here.
Yeah, try to get another arm. Yeah, remember, this is the first look at Franchise and MLB The Show 26 live. We are 2 weeks away from early access.
Wait, so that's another
Speaking
Marlins.
of
The
my
Marlins
White
are
Sox.
buying.
Uh-oh.
The Marlins are buying.
Okay.
See, they give
do
up
you feel
another
about that,
Jacob
Ashley?
Berry with another 1 year guy.
You know.
So this makes more sense. The Miami Marlins are buying
didn't
right
know
now,
you
and
were
it's,
a
you
White
can
Sox
tell that on
You didn't
2
know
trades.
that? I feel like I'm making my whole personality. Whoa,
Condolences.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Right, but small market,
the
not
up and up
if they're
again.
buying, they still got to buy, Helmsy.
Oh man.
Remember that.
Oh, okay.
That's
Here
one
we go.
part.
The Rangers
There you
already
go.
selling. Can we restart so my Rangers can be buyers? No, it's okay. DeGrom,
37-year-old
big
Jacob DeGrom, by the
trade.
way.
Now, here you'll see, okay, so the Marlins typically wouldn't be buyers for someone of DeGrom's stature with his AAV.
That's
but
3 buys for the
if
Marlins,
it's
by the
walk
way.
Year or walk year
3
plus
buys.
one, you know, some of these small market teams can take a shot at some of these expensive star players, you know, that would typically be out of reach. So, DeGrom going to the Marlins are,
They're going in.
So
They are
say, somebody
going
get
for it
Steven in here.
already.
This is pretty exciting.
I'll take this B prospect, 20-year-old shortstop. All right.
7 years remaining. Yeah, I mean, like
reliever and a
that's.
starter. Rangers are rebuilding already.
How do you feel about that?
It could be the White Sox. You know?
Whoa.
Hey, shots fired.
Shots fired.
All right,
Damn,
we're
they did
heating
it
up here.
again.
Nathaniel Lowe, the Marlins
The Marlins are literally buying everybody.
Oh,
There he
Steven.
is.
Steven has walked in with his Marlins hat.
A lot of Marlins action.
if only this was real life, right? Daniel Lowe improving their first base position, looking for some bats.
Right, but that's
Again,
what
another
they're saying
prospect
though
going
is
the Reds'
Stanton,
way. The
you
Marlins
can't
just
say IRL.
unloading prospect.
You can't
Yeah,
say
they must be rattling off
IRL.
quite a few wins
Because
here.
if the
I
Marlins
gotta say,
are
this is
hot
typically
in
more trades
game,
than I've seen
you
in there,
want
so
them to
maybe-
buy. You want them to take a try at that. Like if the Marlins now, I don't know what the standings are right now, but if the Marlins
Into
are good
June
in
now,
game,
should
like if
start
they get
picking up
hot
again.
and they say we're going for it this year, I want to see
we
them
go.
go for it.
2 trades
I
on
don't
the
want to
same
see
day. I
them
like
waste
this
that
one.
year.
You can kind of paginate over, which is kind of neat there.
Damn,
There you go.
Aiden Miller, wow.
1-on-1. All right, so what do we got here? Big prospect going to the Giants. Giants are clearly selling. I might cough. Chavi, take over. Chapman
Giants,
on the
we-
move.
We do see Webb going a lot. We see
Aiden
that-
Miller. Look at this guy. First round draft pick 2023. Interesting.
Aiden Miller, yeah, because what the
Chapman.
Marlins are going to do after this,
See, now
the
here's
Marlins
case
are
where
100%
5
going
years
to have to
from now,
rebuild
the
after
Phillies are willing
this.
to take on
Right.
So
big market team,
CPU
turn
wise,
into a
it gets
team
them
team.
cycling.
They're willing to take on that big money over 5 years.
Yeah, market size definitely matters when teams are going for
Yeah,
players.
taking
money
what?
and
What?
all
How
that.
many years does
Building
Chapman have
building
left?
the-
Building the
Right.
bullpen as
5
well.
years left on the
And they have
Chapman
Phillies
deal.
again,
Jesus.
improving
And then the
catcher
Phillies immediately
position,
go make another
improving
trade.
Another top prospect.
We have a little arms race here in the NL East.
Yeah.
And I have to say it because our fans noticed it earlier today. 4 players, one way going. That's new to this year.
Let's take a look at the standings here.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on with the Phillies and Marlins.
Yeah, look, the Marlins, the Phillies are going at one first. So I mean that makes sense. The Marlins are 34 and 30.
Phillies are a machine
kinda running away,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah. And a wild card.
Marlins are trying to
Marlins still
stay in the
some work to
wild
do.
card. Yeah, I'm
Big
okay
trade
with
for
that.
Marlins.
I'm 100% okay with that. With a winning Marlins
Yeah.
team trying to get better.
All right, we'll keep moving through June here. Oh my God.
Oh,
Big Christmas gets traded.
oh, this
This is a
Another
player
big
that
trade.
when I play, this is the
No,
guy I
not
target.
Kobe
I like his
Mayo.
power. I like his right field. He's got a big arm. He's got big power.
Not
This is
Kobe
a trade
Mayo,
that
for
I
Christ's
have made a
sake.
few times
Don't
this summer.
trade Kobe
I like
Mayo.
the power bat. So Nimmo's on the move to Baltimore. Higashioka, I'm a big fan of his actually. So
Nice player.
Nice backup catcher there. Martin will help out the bullpen.
I'm a little worried about
Another
the
force for three
Higashioka.
here.
Look at
Adding
Noel,
that.
Because
the
they've got
fourth
Basayo
spot. Look at
and-
Mayo. I know
and
Mayo,
Rutschman.
they're waiting for him to bust out, but he's going to break out with the Rangers.
He's a big MLB The Show
yeah, I
fan.
think so.
He's
He
come by
is.
the studio
Does he
before.
play?
Shout out
Yeah.
Kobe.
Very cool.
I'm a fan of this trade. I never like rebuilding, but I'll take it. Good luck, Baltimore.
5 years remaining on Nimmo's deal. Jesus.
Oh,
Might be an
yeah.
injury, yeah, for sure. Adamas for George Lombard
They're
makes
buying
sense.
as the
Yeah,
Giants
snagging
continue to
Adamas.
sell,
Moving-
something we've been monitoring.
Tim's probably in the chat. Doesn't want to trade. his
Why no online
prospect there, but
franchise?
They got Adamas.
I don't know.
Not a bad trade. Not a bad.
I could have
trade.
told you it wasn't coming in. They'll announce it for the
And
first
there's a
thing you
question,
hear
Shot, we kinda touched
from an
on
MLB The
earlier,
Show
but if
online
they join in
franchise that
late,
put
not
it in.
every single trade is going to be automatic because we have pending offers now this year.
No trade's automatic. Actually, there's always.
Man, they traded
gonna
Enrique
be
Bradfield for
a
Griffin
period of time
Jacks?
while the team's assessing the trades, maybe waiting for different offers, reaching out to other teams.
Right, a
So
lot of these trades
nothing's
make
gonna be
sense.
immediate.
That's what I want.
And keep
It's
in
the
mind,
same teams.
this save
Well, a
file,
lot
we
of
have
teams,
access to
Nicholas,
all
are
30
going to,
teams
when they
right
become
now.
buyers,
Just letting
they
trade
become
come through,
active.
right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Normally, listen.
And
if you
again,
weren't on
like you said,
13
in-division
control, you would
trades.
see
The
blockbuster
Phillies and the
trades,
Marlins
you
are fighting
would
each
see
other.
every trade
The
for
Yankees and
every
the
team. We have
Orioles
30
are fighting each
control,
other,
everything's
and
set
they're all on
match.
top of the
So we're seeing
standings.
literally
So
everything.
that
All
makes
trades.
sense.
Yep, we're seeing the logic in action.
Yeah.
All right,
Enrique
Griffin
Bradfield, huge
Jacks.
MLB The Show fan.
Baltimore. All right, so we have an arms race between somehow the Marlins and Yankees,
Phillies.
Baltimore, and Phillies right now. Is what I'm
Right, the
seeing.
East is heating up.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
And then I'm seeing some questions. What about the trade deadline, Clayton?
Oh,
What
I don't
does that
mind. I
mean?
don't
You gotta
mind.
get
I don't
those
mind
offers
individual.
in
I don't mind the
before deadline.
Marlins and Orioles. Yeah, for sure.
Well, like anything. End
There
of
you go.
day,
Oh
on
my-
the deadline day.
no,
No more
no,
trades.
no.
You know, so yeah,
No.
that's the nature of it.
Oh, this one's interesting. You have Basayo in real life signed a huge extension in the middle of last year, so the Twins are able to send over one of their better pitchers to kind of get that length from Basayo right here.
This is interesting.
This is very
trade.
interesting.
Baltimore's really going for
They
it.
really are.
A lot of action, Baltimore side.
21 years old. Bailey Ober. All right, Orioles.
26 is their year. Shout out Mills.
All right, we're into July. Things could pick up even more now. We'll see. All right.
Right,
Bader to the Royals. Royals are making a little push here. Actually, this is almost like a win-win trade, but
It's pretty even.
it is
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe just one that fills a need for
Filling
both
in
teams.
positional needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the shout out after.
Working our way to the
I don't have a
All-Star
problem with
game
the
today.
trade.
Another trade.
No.
Padres making a move,
Hold on.
getting
Hold on.
Diaz
Wait.
for first base
While we have them on here,
for young pitch.
I want you guys to. I would give you guys a second. Let me explain why I'm going through it. If you take the name Samuel Basayo off that deal, it's a good deal. They've got an established catcher. You don't need a second catcher. They've got Pete Alonso. Basayo doesn't have. He's not. I wish he would be listed as an untouchable, but if they're going for it, Basayo's not an A prospect like he is in real life. He's a B prospect. I can understand getting a top pitcher like Bailey Ober for a B prospect. It is what it is. Like, I understand that. Signing him to an 8-year deal doesn't matter, Helms. You'd still have 7 years of control over Basayo because he's still in a rookie year. You'd still have 6 or 7 years on him. I don't have a problem with that. My thing is just seeing the name Basayo gets me. I don't have a problem with that trade whatsoever. Like I said, if I have a B prospect and it's not named Samuel Basayo and I trade him for Bailey Ober, like, I think that's a thing. I think that's okay.
Flipped for a couple prospects in return.
Regrettably, of
Bang
course.
on with that.
Accuracy.
Big trade. So here we go.
Oh,
Suarez?
4 slots, like we mentioned before, 4 slots apiece. This is the max trade. 8 players side. Max Clark, huge prospect going to Cincinnati.
They traded Jung, which they just
Ryan
got.
Suarez. Getting the bullpen.
Oh, no, it's Chase
piece.
Jung, not Josh.
2 bullpen pieces. Wow, Tigers.
Dude, there are teams that are rebuilding their entire
there.
squad in the middle of this.
For the Reds?
He is undervalued. He should be an
That's
A.
Clark.
He should be an
Top
A.
prospect.
Yeah.
First rounder 2023 again. Unreal.
Our
All
fans
right.
are digging this one.
Yeah, that's a banger right there.
3 for 3.
Oh.
Look at these
We're getting
Orioles.
confetti.
The Orioles. Blockbuster
on.
trade. Drew Rasmussen. Gavin Lux. He was on my Ranger rebuild too.
He
This
was.
guy is, and we'll get into platoon hitting as well, but he
Former top prospect.
would, obviously he was hitting against righties all the time.
I think the
for
trade
me.
slider's still there, yeah.
So, he's a
Devkin hates me.
platoon bat for sure.
I mean, I don't mind trading.
Dylan
Beavers is
going
such a.
back. He's headlining Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
B prospect. Already solid contact against a righty.
Right.
24 years old. The Orioles.
Arms race. I'm loving
Serious.
it.
Right.
Just going nuts.
Going all in.
Caratini for
Pirates
Esmeralda
even
and Valdez.
Caratini.
I really, like I said, if it's this, hey, listen, if they win, I don't care, brunches. But getting rid of Mayo and Basayo hurts my soul.
Shocker. That's the
Oh, they brought the Kraken back?
Orioles and Brewers, they're both going for it. Interesting. This is an interesting trade.
Wait, they traded Basayo and then brought Sanchez?
Yeah. Look at that. What a solid bullpen piece.
Yeah.
80 OVR.
Orioles are
25
absolutely
saves already.
loading up.
1.91 ERA. Unbelievable. Seems to me the Brewers may have pivoted somewhat.
Although
They get a serviceable
Eflin's fine.
pitcher
They have like 6 or 7 pitchers. Remember, this has probably got Bassett on the
Can't help but
team.
notice the Marlins have cooled off a little bit. They got their
Yeah,
We're gonna check. We're gonna see where they are
Yeah.
in
I have a
the wild
suspicion.
card race. Yeah.
Right?
Might
Peterson.
have dropped.
Cubs are back
continue
at
buying.
it. Devin Williams, one of Tim Barnes' favorites. He's gonna miss Devin Williams this year. Here we
Oh,
go.
Seager.
You know what?
Christian
Again, Christian
Campbell?
Campbell is someone that was part of my
Oh
rebuild
my
as well.
God.
Okay,
Giving
so
up
we
Seager,
traded
though.
Seager.
That's
What
pretty
is happening
big.
here?
Wait.
Something's,
Nate Eovaldi?
something's wrong
Seager
with
to
this
the
game. No, I'm
Red
just kidding.
Sox.
I mean, Seager's
All
got
right, so
25
Eovaldi,
home runs.
Again, he's in that walk year plus one.
Yep.
Spores bullpen piece. Seager, I don't like.
I mean,
seeing
Seager's
go,
got
but
25
he's
home
31.
runs.
6 years remaining, big contract. If you can get Christian,
get Christian back,
Christian Campbell
yeah.
and 2 other top 100 prospects in the game, let's go.
Jesus.
What a smart move. What a smart move.
So again, you see the Red Sox taking on that big contract. Maybe
Woodruff in his
small
last
numbers
year,
can do that.
Woodruff in
Brewers
his
are
last
clearly
year for
pivoted.
3 mid-level
Sign
prospects
Woodruff.
is about right,
Walk year
honestly.
for Woodruff, big contract.
Woodruff's only got a 518, 119 strikeouts over. I do like, I've seen a lot of the strikeout numbers are up around the innings pitched. Strikeouts seem to be up.
Trades here. Another big
Seem
one.
to be up a
8-player
little bit.
trade. Houston making a late push. Mets pick up
Christian
Yelich.
Yelich.
Wow.
Brewers really are selling.
Getting
Big
rid of
Bowers as well.
everyone.
Yup.
Two. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah,
2
we'll go
mid-levels.
right after this.
Jonathan, Mark Vientos on the move
Back to the A's.
for Severino, Savali, Leiter, and wins.
Bullpen piece.
Aaron Savali, White Sox legend.
Yeah.
All right.
White Sox legend.
So there we have it. We can't control how many trades happen on certain days. Sometimes, honestly, trade deadline, I've seen up to like 10, 11 trades on
Really?
those days, which is exciting. Let's check out this.
I have a
timeline
couple of
first. Let's see where
questions,
we're at.
but for the most part, I'm okay with that. There is
Where
a
do we think
trade
the Marlins
frequency
are at?
slider.
I'm scared to look.
They've,
I'm
dropped
scared
off.
to say.
Look
You
at the
know?
Orioles with all their acquisitions. They're still look like in the wild card.
Listen.
Red
If
Sox.
they're gonna win, I'm gonna.
Red
If they're
Sox.
winning like this,
And they
I'm
added
not
Seager.
questioning it.
Tim, your Yankees, come on.
I'm curious where the
Nathan,
Brewers,
but he's
they
not.
have to
Remember, he's
be
getting older. He's not
somewhere
gonna have
near
that
the
every
bottom,
year.
Given all that they're.
Let's
You
get
got to
the
remember
wild
that,
card.
brother. I'm looking to see
Orioles
if they're up in
firmly
general
in
for the
wild
show,
card.
not for
Yankees
specific
as well,
players.
shows. They were all buying.
Mm-hmm.
Tigers as well. They had that one
did.
trade.
Gave up Max Clark for it.
They did, but they're
One
in the
game
mix.
back. Yeah,
they're
they're
still
right
on the
there.
hunt.
Nope.
We go to the NL. Phillies
Phillies
cooled
can
off
keep
a little.
running.
Marlins
but-
are back a little
Ooh,
bit.
The Marlins.
They're still hanging around.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the wild.
I thought
card
BB
side.
or 9 was still in. Oh no, it's
Solid.
just control now,
And
isn't
the
it?
Pirates. What's that rookie's name?
Connor Griffin.
Oh, he's probably making a difference.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Hey.
fucking Dodgers. Bye. We won't talk
76
about the Dodgers
76
fan.
wins for the Dodgers, by the way.
All right, it's Padres, D-backs. Oh, there you go. D-backs in the mix.
Right.
The Brewers fell off. Marlins 4 games back.
Marlins made a few trades and falling back. It's not good.
500.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brewers made a business decision there at the deadline.
They did.
Just
All right.
Yeah.
So we want to do a
Selling
run
everyone.
there to show you all the trades that happened up to the trade deadline. Colin, I'm going to set something up here.
go main cam.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect. But hopefully we like those trades. I thought
I
they were some very interesting trades.
There's
Don't
some
I like-
very interesting.
It's
hate
fun seeing
most
like
of
the
those.
4 for 4, the 4 for 3.
Am
the
I
mega
crazy?
trades happening out there. It's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Be honest,
When it
chat.
pops
No
up
one's
on the
getting
screen,
banned in here for
well,
using your opinions.
A lot of guys are moving.
I feel like I feel
Some
like that's
emotions
not
here,
as
too,
bad
especially
as
when
I
your
thought it could
Rangers
be.
popped up.
Oh,
You
see,
know,
Unexpected sellers.
I didn't like moving Seager,
Yeah.
Eovaldi, but do you see what they got?
Yeah.
They are
What
ad.
a haul.
Most of them were actually good. Don't hate them.
Almost
A lot
as
of
if
trades
I
are
was
decent.
GM.
JMF, why do you
There
think
you
they're
go.
ad?
I see,
Seriously,
I see.
real talk.
I still miss Seager. He needs to do
50-50?
years.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
I'm 80-20. Like you
All
said.
right, so I'm gonna set something up for a solo run now with.
Let me do this real quick. The idea, and again, if I'm thinking of trades together instead of separately, the idea of trading Samuel Basayo, I gotta get the name out of my head. He's a B catching prospect. A B catching prospect that I'm not sure what the overall is right now. Right. Well, there's the 1-0 trade where they're trading Basayo for Ober. I get if it's B prospect for number 2 starter. That I understand. But then coming back around and getting Gary Sanchez after you've traded a catcher, that's where the two of those come together. That's where I question. That's where my question comes in. Show me how many guys were traded with a lot of lifetime other deals. What the hell just happened?
Once again, single team
USN,
focus.
my dude, welcome. How we doing today, brother?
Before we dig into the trade hub, let's talk pitching rotations.
Yes.
Appreciate you, USN.
And
Go
we
give
touched
that
some
man
of
a
this- touched
follow.
on some of this in the
Vent
pre-report,
University, man, or is it
but
Vent State?
the
It's either
addition of
Vent State or
bullpen
Vent
games is gonna
University.
make life easier for some teams.
Gary,
especially
but
when they
yeah,
pop
right.
and
Gary
stuff
gonna
like
throw it
that.
in for sure.
All right, so as Tim alluded to, obviously we
He's
want
B
realism,
potential
we want
73
modern
overall,
trends,
Penn State.
You know, and obviously
He was the top guy. Well, that doesn't mean he's the top guy. Just because he's listed top doesn't mean he's the top guy. Yeah, over on YouTube or here, Spenny.
We're coming in the season.
Either one of them.
Clearly, it's deemed that they don't have a quality enough 5th starter, right? So they're right off the start, opening day, they're running a bullpen game. You can have the bullpen game in any slot. It doesn't have to be in the 5th slot. Oh, I don't control them, so that's right. I can't switch that. But you can move to the 2nd
CPA
slot,
did that.
3rd slot, what have you. Stevenson
Right, but I mean,
is
they
their
want
opener.
Sanchez's bat. They could have had Basayo's bat.
And
I don't know. We'll have to look at it. We'll look at it when we get back into it.
Realism. That's what we like to see.
Right, if you
CPs
remove
are
the
naturally for
names,
Angels, which is
like,
interesting. Something we
it's
didn't
way
expect
better.
all the time,
I
but
agree. And I'm the one that
basically,
taught you
so
that, Baxter,
lack
which
of
is kind of
quality,
cool.
That's the deal with the Angels here. Sorry, Matt.
OP
on
means
that team, you're an
opener.
Angels fan. Sorry, you don't have enough good starting pitchers.
USN, my brother. Tier 1, 23 months. Welcome back, dude.
With some pitchers in the rotation.
Taking
that'll
over the
trigger,
King
the
seat,
CPU to automatically
where you
do a bullpen
belong.
game. Now, if you have a bullpen game, but your rotation, the pitchers can pitch, like say there's a day off and they can get regular rest, then the bullpen game will be skipped. So it's another little
Cool.
realistic.
Yeah,
fact
this is
in
your
that.
this is your marked opener.
Travis, this will also be the
So this
computer
says
will be able to do
bullpen
it for
game?
you if
Here.
you need to, but
Correct.
you
This
can
is-
always
So
step
that
in
means
and
when
make
this
it
Right, you can step
when
in and
this
make a
spot
choice.
comes
This is a
around,
CPU controlled
Robert
team, but
Stevenson will be the
correct.
opener.
This Start of the season, Angels typically we see bullpen games to start. Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing
Just a new bar, Axel. We've had it for a couple days.
Like setting up the bullpen game.
Right.
Deciding
does
who
fly,
opens
brother.
gonna be and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm seeing some chatter
I'm hoping we see each
about
other
some
soon,
questions
too.
regarding regression.
I don't know if we are or not,
We
but
will get
just
to
in case.
regression in a little bit. Hang tight. We will answer your question. Right now,
Yeah,
we're
going
a
in
little
that
bit on
early is a
bullpen
little
logic,
iffy.
And we also have some new lineup
I'm with you
logic
there,
as well,
Rose.
Clayton.
That's true, but I mean, you didn't mention regression. I'm happy
All right,
to
if you
talk
want to go
about
into
now.
it, let's do it
Yeah.
now.
Right in.
Okay, I think like the rest of you out there, the community, it wasn't fun having like an aging all-star who was still playing at an all-star level just literally fall off the cliff, right?
Shut up, Hype Train!
We've updated regression logic. If an aging player past his peak, if he's still
Shut up!
playing at or above his expected level, then his regression is going to be much slower than it ever has before. So you'll see these guys, these all-stars, these top players that are still playing well, they're going to age more gracefully. They're not going to fall off a cliff. So yeah, that's new logic that's in as well. So
Okay.
hopefully that answers that
New
question.
regression
that'll
logic.
pertain to those
If
higher
you
tier
perform,
all-star
you
caliber
will
players.
It's kind
go
of
down
anybody,
slower.
really though. And Trey, you can touch on too.
Right. It's all players, but it's especially noticeable with the top tier players, the all stars,
Okay.
and they just all of a sudden hit a certain age and then just drop way
That
off,
is
and
massive.
if
Yeah.
they're still
That
playing at
is
a
massive.
good level.
Yeah.
They'll continue.
Yeah, I mean, if your peak is a C potential, B potential player, and you're playing at or above that, they'll still regress more slowly, but it's more noticeable. You know the names. You see like now maybe you'll see Chris Sale fall off the cliff.
Whoa!
In past
Don't disrespect
years.
my king like that.
Fair.
But understandable.
This regression
Point
is
taken.
protecting, right? So if he's
Right.
playing at an
Again,
all-star level, much
Gotta
more
see it
graceful,
executed.
he'll go off into the
It
sunset.
sounds great. I want to
Just
see it
one of them
though.
like that. Yeah.
There we
for
go.
sure.
Exactly.
Very
yeah.
cool.
Yes.
Now, since we have the rotation screen, the bullpen here, there is new bullpen logic. I think Tim touched on it, but let's dig into it a bit more. The new logic, it basically looks to pitch relievers who have not pitched in a while. Like a lot of times, even with closers, if they haven't pitched in 3-4 days, they're going to throw them out there for an inning and get some work.
Ooh,
in.
I like
There's
that.
Too much rust. They want
To get innings
give 'em some
pitched on
action.
guys that haven't
Yeah,
pitched in a while.
Even like a half inning, even a game where it's not a save situation, right? So that logic's in there. We look at pitcher usage over like the previous 10 days, pitches thrown, how much energy. The logic is much more in tune to like high leverage situations, so like setup men, closers. Typically, they'll come in more high leverage situations, and it doesn't have to be like 7th or 8th inning. Depends on the situation. Whoa!
They literally just talked about that, Nathan.
Stutter McGee over here.
But that's something we are seeing in real life Major League Baseball is your closer isn't always coming in the 9th inning. It's whatever that highest leverage situation is. If it is in the 7th inning, that's where you're going to see your highest leverage reliever.
Yeah, it's modern trends, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times, sometimes you'll have a set closer, and then you have another guy designated as this. If there's a fire that needs to be put out earlier in the game, he'll come in, right?
Yeah.
And then the reliever selection overall looks at skill, looks at usage, looks at season workload. How much rest?
Oh, the Plains! The Plains in San Diego, Chad.
And then again, the high-low.
Right, but it's still. He said regression in general, Nathan.
Yeah.
Regression in general.
So all that bullpen logic.
It depends on your performance and your potential
and that
rating.
transitions us well into lineup logic,
Which means
where
there are a
it's
lot of
very
times
similar. We're gonna see
sometimes
guys
fall
with
off
the
at 26.
highest
It is what it
OBP
is.
at the top of the lineup.
You gotta
While
perform.
those who have better slugging, they're going to be more toward in the middle of the lineup.
Exactly. Tim touched on it. Best hitters will be batting 1, 2, 3. Typically on base percentage guy.
See, your 2 is encouraging.
Your best hitters in the 2-hole. And then typically you get the power guy.
Chalk at 9's a little iffy, but he's 66 overall, so I get it.
And we try and obviously get some splits in handedness. We don't want to stack a lineup all righties or all lefties. So we try to, there's logic in there to where it can, get some variance in handedness. But there are hitters now, some righties can crush righties, some lefties can crush lefties. So it depends on their attributes and, again, performance. So lineup logic as well, modern trends like we've been talking about, and then the lineups are dynamic, right? So it's performance based, it's about attribute progression and regression, and then it's roster composition. You make trades, you call guys up, send guys down. There's going to be some shuffling of the lineup.
Lineup does look pretty good. I agree with that.
Defense and secondary positions matter, like we touched on before.
No, but when you're playing versus CPU, Stanton, that's what they're talking about.
Positions.
You gotta remember the CPU. Everything the player does in franchise, the CPU does it too.
Someone may have a slightly better bat, but if they're significantly better defensively, they're gonna go in because it's even more advantageous, than a slightly better bat. Someone that can crush it from a defensive perspective. They're gonna get in the lineup.
Yeah.
CPU lineups will be optimized. They're no longer just subbing in a player. Those lineups will be optimized. And then to start a season, it's basically, we have like 3-year weighted WAR, and the weighted stats will go into it. We kind of leverage team needs, so it's about, attributes, weighted stats, performance. And so that's everything that goes into lineups.
Yeah, so as our fans have been hearing, we have new bullpen logic, we have new lineup logic. I know we still want to touch on Streamlined franchise to end this live, so appreciate you all sticking with us. One last question before we move on. I saw it asked in the Twitch chat. When do you decide to do a bullpen game? Looks like the user is in control of that, while the CPU is going to kind of do it depending on where they are with which starter.
Right, CPU will do it, if there's fatigue, lack of energy, maybe short-term injury. Say a guy's out for a week and not long enough to put him on the IL, or what was the other situation? Or just not enough quality, just like we saw at the Angels.
Starts,
Yeah. So those are the cases. As a user, you probably look at the same thing. Maybe you overtaxed a few starters. Maybe you have a short-term injury. Maybe you just don't love your 5th starter, 4th starter, or whatever.
Run you have a
bullpen game. Exactly.
Right.
Especially
Have a better
bullpen.
bullpen. Might as well use it.
Yeah. That's what I was doing in some of my Sims too.
Training from Hills with some orange.
Stacking my bullpen because I couldn't get enough quality pitchers at the start of it, and I was just running bullpen games, which is kind of fun, to be honest.
Make it work.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nice little wrinkle, but that is the new logic introduced in franchise. We are excited for you all to experience this for yourself just 2 weeks from today with the Digital Deluxe Edition for early access. But we wanted to end this stream talking about Streamlined franchise, Travis. So I'll hand it off to you.
Sure, yeah. Streamlined, it's all about accessibility. Like Clayton talked about their pillars. We want, more accessible, easier onboarding. Franchise can be difficult to manage. It's a beast. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of levers to pull. Can be overwhelming at times. So we wanted to have like a simplified experience to, default you to more manageable.
No, the draft won't. It's just not enough players.
It's
you gotta remember, Nicholas, there's only 90 players per organization in the game, whereas in real life, it's like hundreds.
It's it's more of that onboarding.
A larger draft would actually lead to way too many people.
Yeah, so it makes it less daunting for.
I would like it one day. I'm with you on that.
Love getting into the weeds with their franchise. This is for.
I'm sure March, October is still there, but like this is more
Guys,
for.
I'm gonna interrupt because we're not ready to go Streamlined yet.
Oh.
We still have to do Trade Hub. We got to dig into a bunch of stuff here with my Rangers.
That's right.
All right, let's do it.
Then
Let's do
we'll
it
get
right
back
now.
into
That's
Streamlined.
okay.
Sorry to
We're getting a little
Sorry
long
to interrupt.
over here. Just want to make sure we're
Travi a
covering.
curveball there.
Yeah.
Travi's like, "Where's my visual?" All right, so we're gonna dig in here. I sinned a little bit ahead, but I want to get into the Trade Hub. Let's get into all.
I
the
hope
pieces of it.
automated
Right away, we
scouting
hop in.
is
Again,
better.
Market sentiment, sellers market, bidding wars for closing pitchers, but there's an abundance of starting pitchers, right? So.
Right.
Could be bargains.
Minor league playoffs were already in F. Calvin, yeah,
Give you a
for
little guidance
AAA and
down there.
AA, yes,
You know,
sir.
if you're not getting any pending offers, load up your trade block. I'm Texas, so my Texas trade block, and then fill out my trade target.
Oh no, Ben! Oh no.
Rumors. Again, we mentioned fog of war. Some of these are real, some of these are not. Just like if you're online scouring all the gossip out there.
Yeah, saw my White Sox
maybe-
involved in a rumor potential.
what's true and what's
White
not?
Sox could use an upgrade. Well, that's
All right.
Got
Listen,
it.
goes without saying that any position. But anyway,
Right. Got to
All right.
decipher the real ones from
Yeah.
the false.
so we'll dig in.
I need the Orioles rumor one to come from like Millsian Armory or something, like some weird Mills fake account.
I'm putting Nimmo.
Nemo, yeah.
I'm putting
Nimmo.
Garcia.
see the Giants are still interested in Nimmo.
I'm not putting Seager, but I'll put DeGrom.
Wow.
Let's see if someone still
Okay.
tries to get Seager. I'm putting Berger.
So Jack Leiter's
Forrest.
untouchable. Evan Carter's untouchable.
Josh Smith.
Rumor
I like
Mills,
Josh Smith.
yeah.
Very versatile, but I'll put him on the block.
That would be great, Ari. Can you
Players can't
imagine?
put on the block.
At Rumor
One
Mills,
player
yeah,
on
Hank.
the block.
Yeah.
Let's
So-
see. Zeke.
If you're looking to clean
Right,
house,
TB is
I
trade
was
block,
gonna
guys.
say,
Yep.
Yeah.
Load it up.
Plenty.
You have the
As
opportunity.
you can see here,
I like that you can put as many as you want here, too. Up to 20.
So I can't put him on the block. Well, I could change it, but
True.
I'm going to leave him off there for now. Put a few more guys.
Mills, Allen, rumors.
All
Wait,
right.
what do you mean L? Why is there an L in
Right
Armand?
here. Untouchables. Clearly, we have some untouchables set here. I'm going to say Gutierrez for me. I would like to remove him as an untouchable. Kumar.
I just
like you,
don't.
but
I would
Dangle
rather
you as
Jackson for
well,
me. I
actually.
would rather just use the custom game entry instead.
Good question in the chat. How do you make a player untouchable?
You go over to untouchables, go into your list,
And
and
there you go.
select
Add 'em as
any
they are.
player you want
Perfect.
to make
Yeah, we got-
untouchable. Yeah.
I think there's
About
room for like
5
a
more
single
minutes here,
season,
so
but
we're
if you're
gonna
talking
try
about like a
to get some
live
trades
season where the
out
roster stay
so everyone
updated
can see
to
what it
real
looks
life,
like.
I don't think that's a
Set up
thing.
some positions. Positions will drive. You're basically telling the other GMs in the league, these are the positions I'm
Yeah,
looking
what's
for.
available.
I would
you
like to
guys
see
know how
start
that
today
works.
at some point. Start today would be nice to see at some point.
CPU only know what you're looking for.
Okay, that's important.
One question I've seen come up is what is the stuff in the attributes?
Yeah, stuff. That's
Stuff rating is the new overall rating for pitching.
that's more of a gameplay question.
Let's jump in.
We're not covering draft and scouting. That stuff's all returning from last year, right?
Yeah.
So stuff kind of here. It's for
It
pitchers. It goes
encompasses-
into hits
Right.
per 9, Ks
Yeah.
per 9, homers per 9.
It's just an overall of all of these together.
Basically, it's the kind of the
Their
quality
attributes,
of
yeah.
your
It's
setup.
the
What kind of
same
stuff
thing.
do
The
you
way
have?
they have the way they have
In case you
overalls
missed it,
for
our
like
gameplay feature
ability
premiere was the
for
first
like
one that we kicked off
individual
with that is still
position
available
players.
on YouTube right now
Stuff
from
is
the
the
San Diego studio.
stuff is everything
Check it
that's
out.
in that area, like
Now,
hits over
one thing
9,
I like to do,
K over 9, all
you can
put
set
into
trade
one
targets up
overall
here.
ability,
click
so you
in
can
and
so you
look around
can
the league.
generalize
You
it.
can kind of set anybody's trade targets except Gunnar Henderson, who's an untouchable.
Yes.
But what I like to do, I like to go to the MLB trade block and look around the league.
Well, I mean, they don't need to because like
who
stuff
I'm
isn't
maybe
really a
should
stat though,
acquire.
Joe, is it? You know what I mean? Like you have break,
It's tempting
velocity,
me, and I can select
spin.
him, I
Like
can
you
add
have a
speed
bunch of
over
ratings
as
already
from
in.
here as well. So there's
I don't know
two
that
ways to
stuff
add
would be
trade
a
targets.
rating in a like when you say stuff about a
Kinda
pitcher, you're
relievers.
essentially describing them
Jimenez.
in general about
What
things
I
that are
do,
already rated. You know what I
target.
mean?
I need a
I
big-
think that's
Oh,
that's how I feel about it.
Actually, he was part of my rebuilds back in the day as
right.
well.
Get him back. There we
He
go.
was a
Came
target.
back around.
And I like Alec Baum. We'll put him on there as well.
Perfect.
So there you go. My trade target's been filled up, and I did that through the MLB trade blocks down there.
all these are trying to make the user experience easier, better. You can do it from here. You can do it from here. You can do it from the main trade hub. Yeah.
Lots of options
Right.
for our fans.
All right, so let's sim a little bit. Again, we're early. It's April, so it's
Right.
couldn't-
It's gonna
might
take a
not
little
be a
bit.
ton of trade action here. I got an offer already.
Luke Raley for Josh
That
Smith.
was Josh Smith on the block. Luke Raley. I set first base as a positional need. Not sure he's an upgrade over my boy.
I mean,
Jake
Raley
Raley,
is.
but
Excuse me.
I
nice to
appreciate
see
the
the
Jake Burger
offers coming.
appreciation.
yeah.
Raley is
Oh,
what,
that's
1
true.
year.
That's
Josh
right.
Smith is 3
I'm gonna
years.
keep Josh Smith here.
All right.
But if you go to your trade hub, I have a received offer. I can accept. I can counter. I can decline. I'm gonna
I
decline.
mean, that's about right. If you want to, if
let him
you're
know.
looking for a first baseman,
I don't want him.
Has to be better.
I'll be polite.
And
I don't
it's
want- I don't
early,
want him
so,
lingering
like-
around in there.
right? But Joe, what you're saying is stuff plus. What I'm saying is there's a metric basis.
I wanna
What I'm
update
telling you is I
anything
think the
in
metric
trade
stuff is built
As
into the
we're
ratings
simming, I do
underneath
wanna-
the
some
stuff
people are asking
rating.
about March to October.
That's what I'm trying to
Streamlined
say.
franchise is essentially going to be your way of having an MTO like feature in the game. It's going to be a little less of a in the weeds as your normal franchise. It'll be completely customizable. You'll be able to pick when you want to go into games and do things.
Yeah, the things that
anything
go
else you wanna
into
add there,
Stuff
Travis?
Plus are already
Yeah, it's
rated
like you
another
said,
way of
it's
the game. If
completely
you had a stuff
customizable,
rating,
like,
you're
you pick the number of
essentially
games you wanna
being
enter, you can pick
you're
the
being
situational
repetitive on
importance,
top
you
of
can
things
pick
that are already
player
measured.
highlight moments, stuff like that. You can just play the way you want to play.
Yeah, it's like a customizable version, correct? And that's within franchise this year.
Right,
when you
it's a
boot up
metric of
franchise,
strikeout
you have
ability,
a
which
choice to go
which
full
is
franchise
in
or
which is
streamlined
in
and kind of go from there.
MLB The
This
Show
is
as
tough to
K
do
over
in a certain
9.
amount of time here. I would usually I like to dig into the weeds here deep to really
That's what I mean by it. Yeah.
see what other kind of offers. Blockbuster trade, Alcantara,
Sandy.
for Jason.
So we're still getting the
Dominguez.
blockbuster notifications.
Yeah, even though I'm
2
only
year
turning
for
it into, we still get the
Alcantara.
Blockbuster.
Right.
And Dominguez comes through with that.
Another blockbuster.
Cutter Crawford for Alcantara, Luke Little, and Jonathan Long. Don't skip through them. Chapman for
Chapman.
Moises Balestros.
Going back to the Cubs.
I don't like Cubs
Journeyman.
making moves
Yeah,
here. What's
right?
going on over here, you know?
There we go.
there it
Oh,
Lamar
my
Rocker. Oh my
God.
God.
That's
Hold
why I
on.
put
Hold
Kumar on
on.
the
All
block.
right.
Wait a
keep
second.
that.
Hold on.
5 years, 31 million.
Hold
Big contract he
on.
just signed.
All right, we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes, right?
Yes.
The Orioles are offering
Okay, well,
offering
let's- all
Alonso and
So we
Kittredge
mentioned that
for
March
Rocker.
October is not coming back. We talked about Streamlined a little bit. If you get us a minute, we'll set something up and come in through Streamlined if that's okay. Colin, is that cool?
It's fine.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
And then we'll touch on Streamline and March, October. One more second here. I just want to set some stuff.
So as you've been watching a
5 years, 30 million a year. Plus they gave up. Who was the second piece of that, chat? Who was the second piece of that?
hands in the game in just a couple of weeks.
2 weeks for early access.
Yes.
Kittredge. But you get a top-end prospect pitcher. I wish they would have shown after that Alonso deal how the Orioles were doing. Because if the Orioles, even if they fail, are not going to trade Pete Alonso. But they haven't traded Kobe Mayo yet.
Game entry settings so that it.
Sorry.
Yeah, but you can customize it. But we defaulted to something that'll give you an experience similar to March, October. We set up your tasks.
Somebody literally just asked a question about tasks in the chat.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
So you have tasks, scouting, trades, and free agency. Those are set to manual through Streamlined. And again, that's what you controlled in March, October.
Right.
Right.
Well, it
The only
wasn't trade
difference here
deadline,
is
it was May.
You can
So
customize it. So it's almost like it's March, October, but it's a level of customization that's beyond March, October.
I don't know. We'll
So-
see.
And we felt,
We'll see.
you know, we had some of our resources were dealing with March, October. Some of our resources were dealing with franchise. Now we can focus all of our resources on the franchise and still give you an experience very similar to March, October, and another way that's accessible for the user that's a bit more casual. But we can also focus all our resources on franchise. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, it's well said. So Streamlined, it looks a little different than what MTO fans might expect, but it is customizable. It feels really good. I've been playing it, and it's a nice feature.
So here, there's one button, you can go Streamlined to full control. So you come
By the way,
in, it's
Antonius,
accessible,
are you
you're
here?
happy playing at high level, you want to dig a little deeper in some of these other things, you switch over one button, switch over to full control. You can set injury management to different settings instead of automatic. So again, and switch back to
Maybe. I mean, they
Streamlined
just redid scouting not too long ago, so I'm not sure, Joe.
for agency trades,
I don't
just
know
like
where
another
that's going to
shop
rank
total.
on it. You know what I mean?
There we go. Before we let you all go, anything else you'd like to tell our fans?
Wow, there's a few more fan requests. We've increased the fog of war in scouting. There was also someone online found a way to, they knew exactly who a generational talent was. We found that, I mean,
That's impressive, actually.
yeah, yeah.
Right, yeah.
The time and dedication it took to figure that out was impressive, but we shut the door on that. So, so sorry about all your effort.
Let's go!
We talked about regression. We have new DFA logic. You can't just kick an aging veteran to the curb anymore. There's new DFA logic in there. Updated trade values for star players and prospects. Do you want to hit on the depth?
No,
Off season was well, guys, but hold on.
I'm on the wrong
You guys
side.
say
That's
that
okay.
you guys say there's no off
We
season
moved
stuff. Their
pitcher
off
energy
season was just
so you can
redone
see it
last
on the
year.
rotation screen now. It's nice to know how fresh or not your starter is.
For sure.
We split up, as you can see down here, we split up arbitration and renewables so that they're its own option now. If you like dealing with arbitration but hated dealing with renewables, you can now have different
Pick one
options
of the
for
two.
each.
Right,
exactly. Yeah. Updated Hall of Fame
Renewal!
logic selection logic, I should say, and then we have rosters that are more dedicated to franchise, right? So they should be set up better when it comes to positions, attributes.
Wait, what's that mean?
And it'll work better with the franchise ecosystem as a whole. So that and more, but we don't have enough time.
Wait.
We're at time. Thank you
wait.
so much, Clayton and Travis, for joining us.
You're welcome.
And walking through all the new franchise stuff in MLB 26.
And thank you, fans, for sticking
Yes.
with us. This was our 4th feature premiere. We're again just 2 weeks away from
They-
early access.
they-
You'll be able to hear
so
about
they
all
have
things
the-
new
they
in
have
Diamond
the
Dynasty
scale.
next week, and then all things live content the
They
week
have the
after.
scale, Joe,
Pre-orders
but like
open
I
right
want
now.
more Fog
If you
of
like
War
what you
too.
saw, you can go check it out. Any
The problem is
digital
the scale
deluxe
is in the
edition
player
owners
card,
from
not the
21
overall.
will get a 10% discount if they purchase.
And remember, early access 2 weeks from today with the purchase of a digital deluxe edition. And with that edition, you'll have not 1, but 2 World Baseball Classic packs. So you'll immediately start your DD journey with 2 WBC players.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk more about that in a little bit. But standard launch day will be on March 17th, St. Patty's Day. We're very excited for it. Sign up for the scouting report if you need any news on what we're doing,
Well, they
any
just
live
said
content stuff.
that
once
hitting in the
game
draft,
comes
there's
out.
going to be
All
more
sorts of great
Fog of
goodies
War
there.
around scouting.
And then, of course,
He
follow us on
literally
socials
just said
for
that.
other information.
Schedule.
Schedule? We just said
We
schedule.
just set the schedule.
Oh, say it again.
All right, next week is Diamond Dynasty. The week after is live content. I know a lot of you in the presentation feature premiere noticed that Roflo said he really liked how parallels were customizable this year. You'll be able to find out just how so in exactly a week.
He did say that, didn't he?
He did. I
ex-
love that he said it.
I'm excited to talk about it next Thursday, 2 o'clock. We'll see you there.
Okay. We're gonna mute this because this is just we'll go back over it here in a second. Okay. Whew. Okay. A lot of stuff to go over. I wish. So, by the way, the scouting thing, to be clear, off-season was just redone last year. They're not going to, the way SDS always works is they're always going to focus on one part of franchise as they go. Off-season just being redone last year. That's why it's not touched this year. Scouting. There is more Fog of War. He just said that. He said, I wish they had more time to go into that because they're just mad someone spoiled it. What do you mean? I'm interested what he meant by more Fog of War in scouting, and I like the fact that they found somebody. We all know who that was. Franchise. What the hell is his name? There was a dude that was able. You could find the exact stats on how to find a generational prospect, and they shut the door on that. Hopefully, that's something that doesn't pop up. It wasn't ART's. Somebody else found it. And I know Ant reported on it, I'm pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure somebody else found it. I think his name was, I know his name, I follow him on YouTube, I forget who it is though. What I'm interested about is what that fog of war wasn't Scrawny either. It was somebody else. It was like Scary Franchise or something like that. It's not somebody I've advertised. I like Scrawny a lot, but the path to find that out was very specific. So, Scrawny has a way to find good prospects. This guy knew how to pick generational prospects exactly. Franchise Fiend. That's who it was. Yeah, Franchise Fiend. Credit to him. Yeah, Fiend Franchise. That's the guy that found it. That's the guy that had the exact steps on this guy is a generational prospect every single time. So, the top 3 draft picks popping up like you pulled a diamond in DD. I mean, I'm fine with it. It's just a presentation thing. That's more presentation than anything else. So many of those trades look like the same. Oh, I unbelievably disagree with you. I have the icons in chat. That's fine. Seth, we're allowed to have them now. We're allowed to have combined chat. I actually added them back purposely because we're allowed to have them back now. So, all right. Is this over yet? I need to go back into the video. No, it's not yet. Come on. Once they end, we'll go back into it. I thought trades looked a lot better. Yeah, I thought the trades looked a lot better. I'm a little weirded out by the Alonso deal that happened at the end. You think it's an L year for franchise? What? Okay, Brave, why do you think it's an L year for franchise? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe I think about franchise differently than most people do. When I think about franchise, what I think is if they have ways to make under the hood to make more longevity, more longevity because of like CPU roster building. Trades don't do it for me. It's trade focused, but it's CPU roster building focused, right, Brave? What this is going to do, this is going to make the CPU build their roster better, especially recognizing like what their current status is, what they're recognizing secondary positions, recognizing small markets as opposed to big markets. I think all of that builds in. And again, I get it. This is what I'll say first of all. I fully understand that under the hood is not sexy. I fully understand that under the hood years are not sexy. Bernie, he's allowed to talk. He's allowed to have an opinion. I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying under the hood is not sexy. Under the hood years are never sexy. But under the hood is what makes franchise great. The 1 hour limit, I think, hurt them a little bit today. Yeah, because you could tell Clayton had a couple more things he wanted to talk about. Dude, can I just say something real quick? Clayton and Travis, and even Tim coming on during the recorded statement, I think they did the best job in terms of looking approachable and being on stream that they've ever been. This is personally from a presentation standpoint. I feel like they all spoke very clearly. They knew what they wanted to get in. I feel like the actual idea of getting information across was better this year than it's ever been. I want to say that first. So props to them for getting that part down. This has nothing to do with franchise, nothing to do about the game. I think the fact that having Clayton has been on a few times, obviously Travis has been on a couple of times, but having those guys on and ready and prepared, I think made this a much easier stream to watch. I thought it made it a much easier stream to watch. Right, it is an under the hood year for sure. It is an under the hood year, and under the hood, when it comes to franchise like hardcores, it makes the mode more interesting. More so than anything else in sports games, franchise, unfortunately, is one of those things that, like, you have to play over and over and over to see some of the effects. Because it's not about making franchise this insanely fun experience day one. It's like when we're playing franchise again in December, are we still having as much fun in December as we were in March? I think that's the biggest struggle when it comes to franchise mode is you're playing against a CPU, you're playing one person versus 29 CPU teams. You have to find ways to make that, make more variety every single time. We weren't told to adjust. Yeah, they didn't tell us. Yeah. Redoing trade logic. What excites me about that, Javi, redoing trade logic is they tore the trade logic completely out and then put it back in, and then rebuilt it from scratch. I'm gonna be real again. Someone who has had the curtain pulled back for him, game development wise, at times, that's a big thing for me. Because I've told you about the burrito before. For those of you, one in chat, if you've heard the burrito talk from me, I'll do the quick burrito talk if you want. The burrito talk when it comes to game development, chat, is imagine you've gone to Chipotle, right? Chipotle makes you a burrito. That's the first year iteration. The second time you go to, let's say you're at Chipotle and you go, oh crap, I want to make my burrito better. Okay? So you go back up, they pull the burrito apart and they put another piece in the burrito, okay? Right? They wrap it back up. That's game development. That's a feature. Imagine the burrito is code for a game. All right? Then you sit back down, you go back to your table. You go, oh, damn it, you know what? I didn't actually want peppers in this burrito. So you go back up to the Chipotle counter. They go up there. They rip the burrito back open. The peppers are already mixed in the burrito, so they're trying to pick the peppers out. They'll never get all the peppers out, and everything else will already have the flavor of the peppers. But they do it for you. They wrap the burrito back up. They put the burrito, they give it back to you. Number one, this is like bug fixing a burrito. You have to go, the burrito is bug fixing code. You have to go in, take something that's layered in code, and you don't know what you're gonna break. You don't know what you're gonna break. But the entire time you're doing this, the actual game, which is the tortilla on the outside, is tearing every single time. You guys know, how many times can you open a burrito before the damn thing will not go back together again? Now you're on 3. Let's say you're on the third year of game development, right? You are just continuously stuffing stuff in to a already made burrito, opening it up every time, putting it back together. Now you run into two problems. The first thing is, who knows how long this goddamn this burrito is gonna shut now, but also how much can you put in the burrito before the burrito explodes? That's game development. That's yearly game development. I know that sounds really like lowbrow, honestly, but that's what game development is. The burrito is like a game feature, and all the stuff inside is code. Once it's in, it's in. Now you have to build on top of it, and to pull shit out, it's incredibly tough without pulling everything out and ruining something else. So hopefully that kind of, again, that's not great, but do you think presenting roadmaps for the development teams would help? No. So Bricks, the reason I don't like roadmaps, I like roadmaps if you've got guaranteed timelines. If you can tell me DLC 1 is going to be out in July, DLC 2 is going to be out in August, I love roadmaps for that. You know what I don't like roadmaps for? Well, we have a feature that we're working on. We hope to have it out in August. Because what happens? August comes and people didn't hear you say, we hope we have it out in August. People heard you say it's coming out in August. And all of a sudden, if you can't get it out in August, now you're on the chopping block. Yeah, that's why I don't like roadmaps unless you have something definitive. Like WWE 2K26 is going to have a roadmap for their DLC. That makes sense. Their DLC is coming out on a schedule. So so arbitration and renewables got separated in the automated tasks. That's the difference now. And we'll do that now. The thing is over, so I can actually go back in and watch the video now. So give me a second. I want to go back in and actually watch this. So that's good. All right. Sports games should come out every 2 years. Cruiser, doesn't matter. Listen, this is why I don't like people saying that. You're not wrong. We've talked about this before, right? Call of Duty. Chat, how often does Call of Duty come out? How often does Call of Duty come out? . Every 3 years. It's every 3 years. It's not every year. It's every 3 years. Why is it every 3 years? Why is it every 3 years? Because the first one is Dev 1. Then the second one is Dev 2. The third one is Dev 3. And then the fourth one is Dev 1 again. They don't have one studio making COD. They've got 3. So technically, they're on a 3-year cycle. No, they don't know if to open the burrito. They're making a new burrito every 3 years. Now they're reusing some of the parts, but they're allowed to, they don't have to reopen the burrito once a year. They have to reopen it once every 3 years. There are not many games outside of our bubble, outside of our sports bubble, that are 1 year. I'm going to tell you right now, this is the way features are made for sports games. I talked about this before. This is the way it's normally made. Feature is pitched, okay? Feature, we'll get into the video after this. Feature is pitched, right? Their target, let's say 26 just released. Let's say we're in 2 weeks, right? I don't know, Mills franchise was so great back in 989 because they didn't have as much as they had to put in. Juice, it sounds like there was a lot back then, but you remember, franchise was bare bones because nothing worked. Feature, watch this. Feature is planned for 2030. Game just released, right? So 26 is here. You've got about 20% of your team working on this feature. 27 is here. Now like 30% of your team is not working on the current game. They're working on this feature. 28 is here. Now maybe you got 40% of your team working on this feature. And they'll pull people from that team as they need them for emergencies. And these numbers are very vague. I don't know the exact numbers. What I'm saying is normally if you want a major feature, it's not a 1 year thing. It's normally something they've been working on for a while. So, yeah, not to mention patches and everything. This is the smallest team. Listen, I don't like to say this because it is a cop-out. This is the smallest. They have more money. They have enough money to hire more devs. I'm going to actually tell you something that you're not going to want to hear. Take Sony out of their name. Just refer to them as SDS. That Sony umbrella ain't as big as you think it is. Please trust me when I say that. They are their own game. They are not Sony. This is not Sony getting all the money. They changed player model graphics on the show? I know they did. Yeah, I know they did. Is that comparable to WWE 2K? 2K is bigger. 2K is bigger, actually. I would compare them more to NHL. They're more to the size of NHL. NHL is actually a bigger crew than they are, but they're more the size of NHL than they are Madden. So anyway, doesn't matter because honestly, that you're right. The size of a studio is a cop-out. So the size of a studio is a cop-out. I like to tell you guys because you guys like to be a little bit more informed, but it is what it is. So honestly, no one ever likes to hear the studio small, so it is what it is. All right, so let's get into this. First of all, franchise has had, before, if anyone is here that has not watched the video, that wants to talk to, that's waiting for what I think, I want to, Vancouver, let's get Vancouver's FIFA. Yeah, no. Vancouver, it's not just Vancouver, it's the NHL office specifically. Do we think we'll ever get deferrals to contracts? I think there's a lot of things they want to put in contracts. What's the do you want to guys know the reason that a lot of the contract stuff went away? So the front loading and back loading of contracts, and then including deferrals and all this other stuff, the reason they're not in is because, well, I mean, I'll be honest, they could put it in and the user could use it without a problem. No, it's not just exploitation. It's not just exploitation. It's because the CPU, you have to train the CPU. You've got to program the CPU to be able to use that. And advanced features like that, again, putting that in is tough. We need online franchises. Brother, all right, let me try this again. The reason you don't have online franchises is because they'd have to rebuild franchise from the ground up. Or they'd have to they want franchise to be as good as it possibly can be and then put online into it. If you put online franchise into this, a lot of people would be, oh, this is cool, until the damn thing crashed. We take for granted. You can't tear it down. It would end up being nothing again. It's going to take years for them to rebuild that. We take for granted what Madden has built. Madden built their franchise mode with online built into it purposely. They are feature paired between offline and online. We take that for granted. Anyone here remember the last year online franchise was here? But Austin, but to be fair, anyone remember the last time we had online franchise in MLB The Show? Anyone remember custom leagues? So 17 online franchise was broken back then. It wasn't really visionary though, you lose. They just got lucky and built it that way and it took off. Even NBA 2K, who remembers NBA 2K trying to make online franchise and having to pare it down? Online franchise deserves to be in the game remix. I just understand why it's not. Carryover saves are more first party save, more first party save than an MLB The Show thing. NBA 2K online franchise does suck. Anyone remember custom leagues? Same thing, buggy mess. That doesn't mean it shouldn't be in, but when they eventually put it in, I want it to be good. I want it to be right. So I remember when a bad Madden update wiped everyone's online franchise. Yes. Well, wasn't not just Xbox, it was the move to PlayStation, Uncle Ferns. I don't think that the current PlayStation can read saves game to game. I think there's something wrong with that. You can do without a year. MLB will not do without a year. You lose. The MLB license will not let them not have a year. My biggest thing is, why would the Orioles have signed Pete Alonso to the contract turn? That's the trade I question too, Juice. That's the trade I question too, and we'll talk about that here. I don't think PlayStation, the current PlayStation can read files, because you know what else we lost, Uncle? You know what else we lost, Ferns? Sounds of the Show. Sounds of the Show, remember? We don't have Sounds of the Show now either. And that got lost when we went up in generation. So I think there's something about reading save files that they've protected. And I don't think that's a thing. So, all right, real quick, let's get into this. So, a lot of talking here. Let them talk.
Right.
How you doing?
Doing great. I'm just realizing now that I'm...
Yeah, Alonso should have had an untouchable on him. I agree with that. We will talk about that Alonso trade, because, as a matter of fact, you know what? Let's talk about it now. Because there were so many good trades that left a sour taste in my mouth. There were so many good trades. All right, here it is. So first of all, this is in when? June. So let's get the stuff in. It's in June. This is a June trade. Alonso is 31 on a 5-year deal. Kittredge is on a 1-year deal, right? Kittredge is on a 1-year deal, right? Yeah, 1-year deal. He's on a 1-year, $10 million deal, right? So, then you have Kumar Rocker, who is... has he made it up yet? I know he's had a cup of coffee. Okay, he was on the Major League roster last year, right? Dro, thank you so much for the 13-month resub. Okay, so he pitched one game last year for that was this year. Hold on, last year. He pitched in 14 games last year, 64 innings, 56 strikeouts. So he did pitch last year. He is 26. He is 26 at the time of this trade. With less than a year of service time. It's a bad trade. It's a bad trade. I don't care if the Orioles are fully out of it. It's a bad trade. I do wonder, do they show?
I don't like Cubs
Journeyman.
making moves.
Yeah,
What's
right?
going on over here, you know?
They don't show what the Orioles are here, do they? There is something, but why would the Orioles be over budget? This is the first year. The budgets are supposed to go like around what your, I mean, bad trades happen, but of a superstar 86 overall with 19 home, like look at this. Guy's got 19 home runs and 57 RBIs in June. I mean, maybe we do they show Kamar here? Do they actually show him
There
go?
we go.
There.
Oh my God! See, that's why I put Kumar on the block.
All right, you get Pete back.
Pete, 5 years, 31.
This is just an offer. That's a good point. This is just an offer. But I mean, it's an offer from the Orioles. Here's the problem I have. This is an offer. They're the Rangers. This is what they're getting. If they accept this, it's what I'm saying is if they accept this, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they look at Kumar as the problem.
Big contract he just signed.
All right, we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes, right?
Yes.
Couple minutes.
Okay. Well,
Oh, wait. You're right. He does
Yeah.
he puts a bunch of people on the block, right?
Let's see what a certain.
Andrew, 67 on Twitch Prime resub. Welcome back to the squad, dude.
Franchise or Streamlined and kind of go from there. Customize
Player highlight moment, customizable, like you can
things, guys. Game. This is essentially as we're simming. I do.
All
Want
right.
Some people are asking about March to October. Streamlined franchise is essentially going to be your way of having an MTO like feature in the game. It's going to be a little less of a in the weeds as your normal franchise. It'll be completely customizable. You'll be able to pick when you want to go into games and do things.
Did they put him on here? Hold on a
Anything you
second.
wanna add there, Travis.
yeah, it's like you said, it's completely customizable.
But see, the Orioles. What
pick
I'm
a number.
saying is the Orioles don't have budget issues. The way budgets work, from what we understand, budgets work by they take whatever your opening value is and add 10 million to it. It's the way they've always worked. So I don't know why they would have budget issues. I know he put Kumar on the block. I want to see him put it.
Situational importance. You can pick player highlight moments, stuff like that. You can just play the way you want to play.
Yeah, it's like a customizable version, correct? And that's within franchise this year.
That's targets.
So you boot up franchise, you'll have a choice to go full franchise or streamlined and kind of go from there.
Now, this is tough.
It's like a franchise. It's going to be I do
I'll go back here and there.
let them know.
Yeah, Hal, this is what we do every Thursday. Welcome to the stream.
I don't want to count. Oh, that's true.
All right.
This one, Josh.
Can't look
Targets.
around.
Pokered on.
All right, here we go.
But what I like to do, I like to go to the MLB trade block and look around the league, see who I may be interested in acquiring.
Kittredge is 36 years old, 76, 1 year, 10 million. Kittredge is a throw-in. Because I do this every year, Hal. I'm breaking down the actual stream. Right, Pete's not untouchable. I understand that Pete's not untouchable.
Okert's tempting me, and I can select him, and I can add Steven Okert as a target from here as well. So there's two ways to add trade targets. I'm gonna add Okert on there. What kind of relievers? Jimenez. Sure. Will I Joe Jimenez as a target?
No, I mean, but how we always do this. We always break it down. We've always done this for years.
Rebuilds back in the day.
102-13.
Get him back. There we
Add
go.
him as a
Can't
target.
look around.
And see if someone still tries to get Seager. Josh, I'm putting Burger. Spores.
Also White Sox legend.
Josh Smith. I like Josh Smith. Very versatile, but I'll put him on the block.
Yeah. How many players can you put on the block?
With 20.
No. I don't even care about his ERA. I don't care about his ERA. No. This trade makes no sense. He's 26. It's not like you're getting a 23-year-old. He's 26 and league average. I get that he's a B prospect. He can even be a high B prospect. Yeah, you can put 20 players in the trading block. Yep. stadium reviews was great, CG. This is also early. He will reach the potential. The kid, he will.
Players on.
All right.
They just lost you over one trade. Interesting.
Block.
All those trades we saw,
If you're looking to
and
clean
that
out,
trade lost you.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
Load it up.
Plenty.
You have the
As
opportunity.
you can see here,
All right, let's go back and look at these trades. Actually, what do we got here?
you just want to kick off this stream talking about.
yeah, I'll give a little PSA. Just say that, you know, like everyone, all other games, we want our franchise mode to be the best. But we're not just saying that. We love franchise. Like for me, franchise mode is what I play.
Oh.
Tim's gonna join us later. Franchise fans.
I love
New Orioles scoreboard is nice. New score bug is nice too.
that you touch on, like, you are
No, Kumar, he took Kumar off untouchable. He put him on the block.
equally a fan of the game, as is the
100%.
community. You know, Tim is somebody who's come from the community. You've been here how many years now?
Again, we don't want to get into this. It'll age me, but I've been here a minute. You know,
All
a
right.
minute.
Carrying through. I know we've said now we're in a position
Come on.
to backpedal a little bit. What have we added and where are we going?
Here we go.
Right. So after our team took charge of franchise, we took a cycle or two to really get the foundation.
I will say this too. Just because I can see it,
Charge of franchise.
the dugouts look way better. The dugouts when exactly Vodomatic. One terrible trade, considering all the good ones we saw, the dugouts look way better. The dugouts last year felt dull. Like I think this is all added in, like the actual wood and the seats and stuff, the lighting and everything. I think the dugouts look way better.
Franchise. We took a cycle or two to really get the foundation in place. We're talking trade metric, player metric, all these pieces to allow us to move forward. Since then, we've overhauled scouting and drafting. We've overhauled free agency.
So again, there we go. They've already told you that they they redid scouting, drafting, and free agency. That's why. Right, but no. Juice, for the benches, those wood bench. I don't think the wood benches looked anywhere near that good last year. Those dugouts didn't look anywhere near that good last year. Believe me, we've played enough.
We've added custom game entry, and
No, scouting is more fog of war, and you're not going to be able to pick generational prospects out.
I'm going to talk about custom game entry for a minute, just because.
This was in last year. I think there are more notches in it than there were last year.
Even when we do focus.
You know what I mean?
testing
I
and
think
research,
this has more notches in it than it did last year, but that just might be me. And yeah, we confirmed that earliest inning is now 1, 2. That's good. Okay. So that's good.
There's people that don't realize that custom game entry is in there, and we think it's really important that people that want to play franchise, sometimes they're a little intimidated about the amount of games they can play it.
Again, we used this last year. We've used this in Reds franchise. This is a really, really good way to be able to still touch a bunch of games, but not play a whole games. This was in last year. A lot of people missed it. So, dude, I had people in my stream going, "What is this?"
So I'll talk about custom game entry again for 1 second here. You
Jump
can
to date
customize
still not
level
in though,
points
Juice.
of games
You can
to come
sim to
in.
date.
You can,
But sim to date was in
set the
before.
earliest inning you want to enter a game. You can choose to come in for individual player moments, noteworthy moments, or not. It gives
Start
you a ton of
today is not
flexibility.
in.
You don't have to play all 160
If you mean
games,
start today, yeah.
but you'll be there for
I
the
wish
big
that was
moments.
in too.
We want you to get through seasons. We want you to dig into the features that we've put, blood.
The biggest features we've seen in franchise now that we're going to kick off, and it's the new trade system.
Yeah. All that said, the biggest part, the system's night and day when compared to the old system.
I am
Easily the best system we've had in the show. You can quote me on that. Not even scared. Not even close to anything that came before. So Rangers, trades, quote me.
There you have it.
This here's what I'll say. As a guy who's spoken to Clayton before, and had conversation with him, here's what I will say about that. Clayton is not one of the devs. How do I say this? How do I say this without actually pissing people off? There are some devs that are overly excited about features that they develop and will promise things because they're just overconfident. Clayton, for the most part, I don't believe is that guy. No start today. Clayton, when he says that he stands behind the trade engine, pretty much means that he's tried to break it a few times. Again, we have the Pete Alonso trade. We're holding on to that one, but the Pete Alonso trade out of about 50 we saw today being the one that raises the red flag. It makes me feel a little better hearing a guy like this. And again, I know not everybody knows him or it's talked to him. Hearing a guy like this who doesn't make wild claims say that he will put his name to the fact that the trade engine is better than it's ever been does give me a little bit of confidence in this.
Yeah, Mackenzie Gore, my Nats and your
I
Rangers
know,
already
I know.
had a
We're
trade.
working deals out.
Yeah, we're
I
selling
like-
projects. What is
As you were saying, we're going to dive into all the different logic systems and overalls, including the whole new trade system, Clayton. But
Trade
kind of
system.
backing it up a little bit, as we're going through these new overhauls and systems and how we're tackling which piece of franchise for
TJ Friedel, remember chat?
each dev cycle, what are some of the pillars that are upholding some of these decisions?
Yeah, that's a good word. We do take it to heart. You know, we emphasize these pillars when we're trying to develop a feature. And the first one's depth. You know, we want layers. We want
Sure.
like real life components as many. as
Appreciate you,
possible.
ball game.
We feel that gives a feature replayability. So
I've
that
not
goes
had a
into,
drop, snap, and
you know, trade
shotgun.
system, free agency, all these things.
That's
We
crazy.
want
I have not had one.
authenticity, realism, not only in how our fans engage with the mode, but how the CPU, what it does, how it behaves. We want
So that's the most important thing of franchise, and I will always like stand on this. You can have all of the extra features you want. You can put everything you want in it. If the CPU doesn't use the feature correctly, there's no point in putting it in. Let me say that again. If you put a feature in a game that is in a mode where a CPU is involved and the AI doesn't use it correctly, you might as well not even put it in the game. And that's been one of the issues with the trade engine for a while is the CPU doesn't know how to value players. The CPU doesn't know how to make trades even. That stupid goddamn value bar that sits up here and says, hey, if you fill me past this way, I'll accept the trade. Get rid of this bullshit. I don't want that. I don't want that. It looks like they did that,
as
so.
well, and we want to follow.
My thing is I love OOTP, but I like games with gameplay though, Juice. Everyone always compares OOTP and the show, and outside of the fact that they're baseball games, they really aren't like, they're different games.
The current trends in baseball.
I don't think they changed training, Amari.
You guys
Like,
all know, I
this
think
year was
everybody
focused on
knows by now, I
CPU
want a
team building
challenge.
and
I
trading,
always want a
obviously.
challenge. I want risk reward elements. I want right.
I'm going. They're always
Sal
asking,
Stewart?
make it harder. I want more challenge. I don't want this to be a cakewalk. So the fact that we're going to be building on that a little later with trade logic, I'm excited for them to find out.
And we'll touch on that a little bit. That came
Does that sound familiar,
So we're
chat?
asking, of all
Does
the
this
people
sound
who
familiar?
I follow who play franchise religiously, they're always asking, make it harder. I want more challenge. I don't want this to be a cakewalk. So the fact that we're going to be building on that a little later with trade logic, I'm excited.
Sound familiar? I don't want it easy. I want it to have obstacles. I want to have achievements. I want winning to mean something, meaning I want to be challenged into winning, not just given it. Oh no, for sure, Juice.
for them to find out.
And we'll touch on that a little bit. That came up from the community about trades, and obviously we take that to heart. And Fog of War, or a little
Awesome. Yeah.
misdirection,
It's a text sim game, press.
immersion,
All right, show me the options.
success level.
I know that we're doing videos here, but come on.
Possible. We were trying to like stop the old trade system ship from sinking with duct tape and band-aids, but
Right here, what he's saying is the reason that the trade logic is different this year is they took the entire trade logic system and instead of trying to build it or band-aid it or tape it up and stuff, they just said, screw it, build a new trade logic. Build a new trade logic.
in order to move forward, we had to, abandon the old logic and start over.
Okay, so yeah.
No, 2016, Steve.
What does that mean? I know, realism is the
Or
pinnacle,
17, one of
but
the two.
What can fans expect?
Yeah, I'm going to dig back into like the
They
pillars
had
of
to.
the
They absolutely had
so
to.
for the trade system, for the perspective of challenge, we felt like trading was too easy, which to me made it boring.
Which it was.
It's not
Which
easy
it was.
anymore, which I
excited
think
to
I
find
think
out
you'll
soon.
love, which I like. The community wants a challenge. We knew they wanted a challenge. They want, again, the risk-reward element. They want the chance that you may lose a trade, you know? No longer is that hand-holding.
All right, there we go. This trade actually looks good. This trade actually looks good. I like the idea of the Orioles getting Pablo Lopez, who only has this year and next year on his deal, and giving up, honestly, 2 really good prospects, and then Jose Barrero, who could be a decent one. Kobe Mayo is a high B, I'm assuming, who is obviously also performing well. Weihua Aloy was one of their high draft picks from last year. I'm assuming high C here, but shortstop is a position of need, and Jose Barrero is another, again, decent prospect, high value position. So this is actually decent. I don't mind this trade whatsoever.
Visual that's going to tell you if a trade's been accepted or not.
Would it help to add a plus? No, I don't want that, Seth. I don't want a plus or minus the grades. I don't want to know. I like Fog of War. Honestly, I wish they hit ratings. You know how I want ratings to be? You all are gonna hate. Well, about 20% of you are gonna like this, and the other 80% of you are gonna say, Mills, that's too much. You know what it should be? Here, you ready? Day 1. I don't know. I don't think that trade is enough. Enough for what, Juice? Day 2. I sent a pro scout to look at the team. Okay. 80. Right? Day 5. 80. But in reality, it's an 82. For Pablo, with 1 year left on his deal after this year, I disagree. And he's only 4-3. And he's 30, I mean, maybe 30 years old, but I disagree. I think that's plenty, especially with what Kobe Mayo is. And then day 20, if your pro scout still has not looked at them again, you see 80, but they're actually at 84. This is what I want. This is what I want. I want a pro scout that has to look at everybody in the league individually before you know their ratings, and they have to go back and look again. So that way you can have future scouting. You have a pro scout that goes out, because this is what happens. NHL does this. This is what happens in real life, right? This is what happens in real life. You send a pro scout out to a team about a month or 2 before you come see them. Or maybe sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's 2 weeks. Different teams do it different ways. You send a pro scout out, they give you a report back, right? The report comes back, you get all your ratings, but your ratings now look at that day. So if you go a month ahead and your pro scout hasn't looked at them, all you know is what their ratings were a month ago. So if you want to make trades, you're basing it off the fact that your pro scout looked at a guy a month ago and hasn't seen him since. That's what I want. Same thing with scouting. And scouting does sort of the same idea already. The scouting now, yeah, so like that. I like that. So FIFA's great for this. When can you ask about the farm prospects or 100% question marks? Yeah, exactly. 30-team control would be a quick process to run through teams and set their untouchables for them. You could, Votto, you could. You could absolutely set, but the untouchables change. See if you can change untouchables. Remember that. So, all right, let's keep going.
You have to gauge based on feedback and what, satisfies your rival GM.
What the hell just happened?
Satisfies your rival GM. So you have to be on your toes and
all right, Bubik for AJ Smith-Shawver and Ha-Sung Kim. Ha-Sung Kim just got signed by the Braves, so this is a little weird. But Smith-Shawver is what, 23? Yeah, 23 and actually a high-end prospect, and they're getting Bubik back on a 1-year deal, or who's on an expiring contract, who's going to be tough to sign. He's getting a big-time pay raise. Don't hate this, especially with KC being a little bit on the smaller market side. I actually don't mind this at all. Shawver's going to give them a lot of time. The part of this that I'm not big on is Ha-Sung Kim getting a contract, right? Like, he literally just signed, right? What's his current contract? His current contract, oh, he's on a 1 year deal. He's a 1 year deal, but Atlanta's got a shortstop. This is more, I think, money matching than anything else. Yeah, I'm assuming Atlanta's got somebody to replace him for sure. They don't show team standings. That's a great point here. That is a great point. That is one thing that we really don't know.
Pay attention.
1 second. Hold on. Can I
try to get?
Wait, I can see Atlanta.
You know, satisfies your rival GM.
Atlanta comes up. Atlanta's 38-31. So honestly, they're winning. I don't have a problem with them.
CPU often is going to try to get the better of you in trade negotiations.
There you go. The other thing we have to remember here too is there is also what they're talking about, like some positions are going to be more highly valued. So you're going to have to pay more for some positions and pay less for some positions. The other thing about this is like sometimes GMs get fleeced. Like sometimes it just happens in the game too. Sometimes you're allowed to have a bad trade. Sometimes you're allowed to get fleeced. Shortstop, center field, but I think those change as well, Doc. Those change depending on the trade market as well.
So you have to be on your toes and pay attention to what's going on around the league.
In addition to creating all these new
well, especially because Pablo Lopez just got traded too.
Challenges for our fans to experience. Let's also touch a little bit on the realism pillar. Yeah. Some offers and systems are kind of returning back into this trade logic.
All right, we're in July.
So we brought back pending offers, and with
pending offers, that's also a big thing. So now when you make a trade, it's not automatic. If you send a trade over, it's going to take them a couple days to be like, hey, we'll get back to you. Maybe they come back with a counter offer. Maybe they just decline right up. So I like pending offers. Pending offers give you that sense of, oh my God, should I just go with this offer or should I go with somebody else? Especially if you feel like you're fighting for talent, or like we've already seen in this, the Phillies and the Marlins going after each other in the live. The Orioles and the Yankees going after each other in the live. You don't want to be sitting around when you make a trade. So
offers comes counter.
No, I like it even with the trade deadline, Ace. I like pending offers even with the trade deadline. You know why? Because you should have to have your trades already being talked about before the trade deadline.
Because we wanted that back and forth in trade.
Also, I've already been told that the trade deadline, they will automatically accept if it's something that they need to get done.
Trade negotiations, which is real life. That's real.
Blockbuster trade, Jose Ramirez. Let's get this up. Jose Ramirez, Sean Armstrong, Austin Hedges, and Kobe Allard for Sebastian Walcott, Kumar Rocker, and Jacob Lotz. The Kumar Rocker thing just blows me away because he's 26. But how old is Sebastian Walcott? I know he's top on the Rangers. He's 19 years old. Oh, yeah, 100%. This is worth it then. I usually only restrict to I can trade for based on the players list of blocks. Sometimes I'm going to try to really push it this year, though, bless you. So, again, this is the same thing. Ramirez is on a 7-year deal, $25 million left. Jose Ramirez is incredible. I don't know that anything is ever going to be worth Jose Ramirez. Sean Armstrong is on a 1-year, 5.5, so this is expiring. Austin Hedges is a nothing burger, and Kobe Allard is just okay. J-Ram not being untouchable is a little weird to me too, honestly. But if Cleveland at some point wanted to sell, I think this is a great package for them. Jacob Latz is 29. Jacob Latz is kind of a throw-in. This deal is more Walcott and Kumar. I'm actually surprised Sebastian Walcott's not untouchable. Well, he's also 33, Ace. You guys got to remember something. He's 95 overall, but he's also 33. So at some point, Cleveland goes, what's our window look like? Is this a guy that we can get something for now? Let me put it this way. He's a 95 overall. Does that look better? Does that look better? Right. But does that look better? Like if I told you, let's take Walcott out of this. This is a 19-year-old. Kamar's 26. Latz is 29. This is a journeyman catcher This is a journeyman, a throw-in journeyman relief pitcher. This is probably a high, what is this? Like a high leverage. And then this is a superstar. That look better? Honestly, that looks a lot better, doesn't it? And that's where the problem is like, I agree. There's two sides to the coin here. What Nathan said is true. Jose Ramirez is a god in Cleveland. If they actually traded Jose Ramirez, Cleveland would burn the stadium down. Do we agree on that, chat? Do we agree on that? If they traded Jose Ramirez at any point, the fans would burn the stadium to the ground, and it's Cleveland, it would probably be an improvement. That being said, burn down the Browns one too. That being said, there's nothing in the show that allows a player to be known by name. That's where the big problem is here. Should there be a way? Yes. Is there? No. So, like, if you pull the name out of every trade and look at it by, like, overall contract, current, like, standing, all that stuff. That's what I mean. Do enough Guardians fans attend the stadium? Well, that's the good thing, that not enough of them attend the games, so no one would get hurt. I'm going to be real. Cleveland, the stadium was beautiful when I went there for the All-Star game. Like, even the area around it was beautiful, so I can't even be mad about that. Missing storyline for face of the franchise or captain. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like a captain or like a there needs to be roles. Like, you know how Madden has like quarterback of the future or franchise quarterback, things like that, like tags? MLB The Show at some point is going to need tags. MLB The Show at some point is going to need tags that differentiate one prospect from the other, or like differentiate like Gunnar Henderson from like Jackson Holiday. That's what I mean. Homegrown superstar, all kinds of things. Mentor, all those things. Yeah. Battery mate, like those type of things. Because what you guys are seeing is Jose Ramirez, and what the game is seeing is a 95 overall aging superstar. Which is what it is. So.
Right? There's a new dynamic.
No trade clause to be cool, yeah.
Logic, which is
Eugenio Suarez for Iva Arquette, and I don't think anyone's going to question this. Eugenio Suarez is a shut up, Doc. Eugenio Suarez is an aging is 34 on a 1-year deal. Arquette's a legit prospect. Milbrandt's a good throw in here. How old is Milbrandt? He's like 24, right? He's 21, my bad. He's going to be 22 this year. He's going to be 22 this year. So again, 22, you're getting a possible decent starting pitcher, and Abe Arquette from the Marlins. The Marlins are going in here because they were winning. Don't have a problem with this.
For the different organized buyers want MLB time.
Same thing here. Marlins are going to get Nathaniel Lowe. Same two teams even. Nathaniel Lowe, Emilio Pagan, Garrett Hampson. Again, all veteran presence. Lowe can hit righties. Hampson's a good contact guy that can play all over the diamond. Pagan's a legit closer. For Jacob Miller and Jacob Berry, I'm pretty sure this wouldn't be as big of a deal. Miller? Where's Jacob Miller? Oh, who the hell is that? Berry. 1 second. Jacob Berry is... How old is he? Barry's going to be 25 this year. And Jacob Miller is 22. So 22 and 25. 22 and 25. Miller's already on the major league, or no, Miller's still minor league, I think. So, again, not a bad deal for the Marlins who are pushing here.
And it's wise to be.
And again, late July, too.
Be realistic about your
Marlins dropped Tyler Phillips because of that trade.
team's outlook, when you're trying to fill.
This is another big one. We've got Gosman, Springer, Santander, and Lauer. Remember, Gosman here is the 652, so he is struggling. So the Blue Jays getting rid of him. Springer, who still has a very good bat at his age. Santander, who's a switch hitting, probably DH, but not bad in the field. And then Eric Lauer is a good lefty reliever. And they're giving up 2 top 100 prospects here. So I kind of like this.
You know, if you're
I kind of like
struggling
this.
team, you don't want to behave like you're a buyer.
There's Springer. Hold on. Springer's got 8 home runs and 259 average, 36. So we don't know the overalls and stuff.
Yeah.
Santander's an 80 overall. Wait, back. Go back.
Fill your trade block. You know, if you're
84
if you're a struggling
overall.
team, you don't want to behave like you're a
78
buyer.
for Springer,
Yeah, person.
80 for
Yeah,
Santander. Eric Lauer's a 75 overall. Again, kind of a journeyman lefty. So Santander is owed a lot of money. It's a great
If
point.
you're a struggling team,
I
you
think
don't
Springer's
wanna
got
behave
multiple.
like
No,
you're a
Springer's
buyer.
done after this year. Santander's 20 years, $5 million. Again, you're kind of taking that money on from the Blue Jays. And taking that money on actually gives you, I would guess, gives you a little bit better here. Lazaro Montes, Ryan Sloan, Sports Gaming 425 was in here earlier. They're expecting Sloan to be a superstar pitcher for them. By the way, they also have a lot of starting pitching in the Mariners organization already. Remember that. So while Gosman is coming in to be major league ready, Sloan may not have a spot unless they start trading some of their guys.
Yeah,
Per
for
se,
sure.
and it may be countered into
And again, I don't think this is necessarily the guy they were looking to get all the time. I know it's rating as it goes down, so like high rating versus low rating, but I don't think this is a bad trade. So, and again, we saw later in this video, I'm pretty sure, that the Orioles and the Yankees were on top of that division. This is July, so like top of the division, wherever the Blue Jays are, maybe they're trying to get out of there. So
to what you're trying to do from a trade perspective. There's new
agreed.
Feedback.
Oh, and I really like the tops card.
feedback system. You know, the bar.
We talked about this before. Oh, go back. Come on.
From a trade perspective.
Really like this. This is the new screen that you can see in franchise. Obviously, all of the different tabs you can get to are over here. But I really like the quirks that are on the front screen. This is all on the front screen. All the pitches are on the front screen. By the way, this is the break. That's the break. Control is now for everything. Too much money for the Mariners? I don't think that's that big a deal.
There's new feedback.
And again, remember, they're getting rid of, like, Springer's only there for 1 year. Gosman's only there for 1 year. And Juice, you're not looking at this as a whole thing. You're looking at this as a real life fan. You got to look at it from in game.
feedback system. You know, the bar telling you
Single A, the logos were in last year, Ace. Single A logos were in last year. If you go last year to your single A on the roster, you can see the logos.
if a trade is going to be accepted or not. That's gone. Opposing GMs will straight up
Matos is a B potential.
tell you players
Damn, they're actually getting some pieces here. First base, left field, right field,
that
like
they
it.
are interested in.
Wait,
On
does Montes have any major league experience? Chat. Does Luzardo Montes have any major league experience? Correct me if I'm wrong. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Did we not have quirks last year on minor league players? Weren't quirks reserved for major league players last year? Because that's dead red. Yes, what? I don't think any minor leaguers had quirks last year. It was one of the things that made me more upset. I don't think that minor leaguers, with no experience in the majors, only the majors had it. Quirks on prospects. Holding on to that one, boys. Holding on to that one. Give me a second. One second. Perfect. Love that. Quirks on prospect. Quirks in the minors is great. Of course I'm posting it. Why wouldn't I? I don't post everything, but like that's cool.
Opposing GM will straight up tell you players that they are interested in, and they'll let you know if a trade is offensive or if it's in the ballpark. Positional needs will guide you so far as like org strategies for opposing teams, and rumors will sometimes let you know if a rival is about to steal someone on your trade targets, or
I really like. I wish we could see more of these rumors.
steal someone that's in a pending offer. And rival GMs will even mock you if you significantly overpay. They'll make fun of you.
I kind of love that.
Yeah, our fans can expect a new level of realism with this new trade hub.
As Carson was alluding to, we're going to have a new look at the trade hub and all the multi-dimensions around it. So can you walk us through what our fans can expect?
Yeah, and this all falls under the depth, right? So there's a new trade hub, a one-stop shop for everything trade-related. It is not the March-October trade hub. It's that, times 1,000. So it's exciting. We have expanded trade slots.
I really do like.
It's exciting. We have expanded.
This entire area up here, like the sentiment right here. Large number of teams looking to sell. I like the bidding wars for right fielders, an abundance for starting pitching. So I kind of like that. And again, what did we just say about Pablo Lopez? Juice, didn't you just say that Pablo Lopez went a little too much? Or you thought they deserved more? It's a very good chance because there's an abundance of starting pitchers in the market. Maybe they, lead to bargains for the buyers. So there we go.
Trade slots.
Love the rumors. I hope it's not every single rumor hoping to improve their third base. They just said that we could do more of like, this guy's maybe getting close to this team, or maybe these two teams are close to a trade. I would have liked to seen that on stream. I think showing that on stream would have been nice.
Now you can have up to 8 players in a trade.
MLB used to have that. Oh, there we go. Orioles and Marlins are seeming to consider a deal involving Samuel Basallo. All right, you know what? I gotta quote tweet somebody, chat. 1 second. Hold on. I'm gonna show you guys as I type it here. You ready? Until MLB The Show gets something like Madden's tag system, you have to take the names off of every single trade and go based on ratings, potential, and stats. A young backup catcher nets you a top of the rotation starter. You take it. When you are in a pennant race, you take it. It isn't Samuel Basallo. It's B potential, 8 years, 8.4 million, who is battling for ABs with Pete Alonso and Adley Rutschman. I hope this makes sense, chat. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I like KD a lot. I like KDJ a lot. I like KDJ a lot. But without a tag system, and again, the tag system is as much a problem with MLB The Show as it is something for us to understand. But until that tag system is real, Until that tag system happens, you have to take the name off every single trade.
Expanded organizational strategies, big buyers, small
I
buyers.
mean, it just showed that Samuel Basayo, it's very clear Basayo wasn't an untouchable because they were looking for a starting pitcher with Samuel Basayo. Like this shows right here. It shows right here that Basayo was being shopped. Now, do I think Bailey Ober is as good as Sandy Alcantara? No, I like Alcantara more, but in game, he's a B potential. What is he, 30 years old? Like, I think that's they're looking for starting pitching.
Expanded organizational strategies, big
Shopping Wilson Contreras?
buyers, small buyers, big sellers, small sellers, different kind of stand pats, and it kind of
That's ABS is in this year. ABS is in this year.
depends on farm rankings that are now incorporated in the trade. So the farm rankings will affect your organizational strategies. We have positional market sentiments. We have overall market sentiments, a buyer's market, or maybe it's a buyer's market at shortstop. And sometimes you can time it. If you want a shortstop, it's a buyer's market, and it's a positional buyer's market at shortstop, you can get a great deal
Rangers are overrated. There's no way they're this good in the game.
if you time it that way. And then market sizes, they influence player trade values depending on market sentiment and organizational
Kerry Carpenter, let's go. Kind of want him
strategies.
every year, chat. I will try to get Brent Rooker every single year.
And then the big thing with market sizes is that, small markets they're not going to be able to acquire those long-term giant contracts. So I'm sorry to the Rays and Pirates.
Another one. Okay, we got Brandon Lowe, Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna just got signed to the Pirates. Lowe just got traded to the Pirates for Evan Carter, Josh Young, Brandon Nimmo, and Robert Garcia. I think this is big. I think this works. Evan Carter, let me see. 1 year remaining on Brandon Lowe. That makes sense.
Unless maybe
Do they
it's
show
his
the other
walk
side?
year or walk.
Ozuna's got 1 year, so these are both rentals.
This is just going to make it feel more real.
And Lowe, by the way, hold on, let me go back here. I'm curious what Lowe's doing. Lowe's got 12 home runs. Ozuna's got 18 home runs.
Yeah, I mean, this is just.
I don't think they show the other side of this. But the other side of this, Evan Carter's got a few years left. Josh Jung's got a few years left. I mean, this is actually not bad at all for the Pirates. The Pirates are getting filler for their center field spot with Evan Carter. They're going to get another third baseman. Brandon Nimmo will be a plug-in, and Robert Garcia can be at some point in their bullpen while they're getting rid of Lowe and Marcell Ozuna, who they're probably not going to re-sign after this year anyway. So Pirates get a lot of help. Rangers get two power bats in their lineup.
More real than ever before, like you said. Like
Definitely should have higher Ks. Agree with that. Some of them seemed higher, just some of them don't. Like Gallen's got 87 strikeouts, 180 innings. It just feels low. But again, you're going to Diamondbacks here are trading. They're getting out of Zach Gallen and Derek Law. They get Jack Leiter, who at one point was an untouchable. Corey Bradford, who's a decent. How old is Bradford? I think the Jock Peterson's definitely a throw-in, but how old is Bradford, Chad? I think he's journeyman, right? Cody Bradford, my bad. He's 28. Yeah, he's 28. So 28-year-old starting pitcher who's still decent. Jack Leiter, who is a absolute superstar in the making. Jock Peterson and Jonah Bride. Jonah Bride is, let's see here. Jonah Bride's 23, so opportunity to become an everyday first baseman, possibly. In the Marlins, he was in the Marlins system for a while, but so you have all that, right? Not bad. And these are just offers. Yeah, these for sure. These are just offers. But the thing is, for me, Coco, when they say it's just offers, my thing is, what does the trade look like that's coming from? Because if it's just an offer, it means you can accept it. Their fans would riot. Is Jonah Bride 30? No, he's 30. You're right. He's 30 years old. He's 30. So that's a throw-in. That's a throw-in bat. The centerpiece is Jack Leiter. And again, remember, Gallen's only got 1 year left, so you're essentially getting a frontline starter for your playoff run, and you're giving up Jack Leiter. So,
or even just like the buyer
I didn't realize Gallen was only 30 years old. I thought Gallen was like 33.
and sellers markets between positions, you're going to have to really put on your GM hat to execute
So
something.
again, all these offers are there, but the thing is, I don't care if they're just offers. If I send an offer, I'm not thinking about what the value is. But if I receive an offer, I can accept it. That's what I'm looking those as actual trades, because that's a CPU saying this is something I will accept. That's why when we say it's just offers, if a CPU sends you a trade, it's not an offer. It's a trade that they would accept. So remember that value-wise.
These trades.
100% timing is going to be crucial, you know. This is all depth, right? The more depth, we just want the realism, we want the depth, we want all these pieces in. We have untouchables, we have trade targets. You trade targets, you're basically telling other GMs that you're interested in this player, and then depending on their situations, you make it an offer from them. Like, it's like passively pursuing these players.
Yeah.
We have new rumor logic with, of course, Fog of War. Secondary positions, we're excited about this because secondary positions are factored into trades now, so the CPU won't only be targeting, say they need a second base.
Trading in the offseason didn't change, Ogman. Trading in the offseason has never changed. Like, it's the same trading engine, so it'll be the same trading engine. It just won't have like, well, I mean, some teams will still be rebuilding. And I saw someone mention why they wish the winter meetings were different. Does anyone notice that there's more trading around the winter meetings? Like, that's purposely done. Like, maybe people want like a full on I don't know, weird, but I don't know. Maybe they want like a full on winter meeting, but I don't know what it is, what they want. But the winter meetings are absolutely noticed in game.
They're not only going to be targeting primary second baseman. Up positional needs is again there. This drives off.
And again, what he's talking about there is before they wouldn't look at secondary positions if they have a position of need. So if you need a second baseman, they would only look at primary position second baseman. Now they'll look for secondary position second baseman as well.
And it's incorporated into trade.
Yeah, I like that a lot, Ed7.
What I'm kind of hearing through this laundry list of details that we experience in real life.
If you put players on the trade deadline on the trade block, Augment, I'm pretty sure you will get offers. Put a superstar up. I'm pretty sure offers come through.
With Major League Baseball, with the trade deadline, is now going to be incorporated into franchise at a level we have not seen before, something I know our fans have wanted, and I can just see all the tweets of them wanting to get their hands on this game as soon as possible.
I like how you say that, because it's so important for us to get as much depth in as possible, because
winter meeting
makes
minigame.
it interesting for us as people who love franchise.
Armand, I'm kind of
get all these pieces
iffy on the NHL trade. I know what you're talking about. I don't like the minigame things
right?
too much.
And the back and forth nature of the pending trades.
I guess
and
I
the
can see it though.
offers, and it leads to stressful moments, the rumors, the misdirection. It's fun and it will suck you in. Like, this is the most fun I've had playing.
I'm sorry, no what?
Franchise in a long time with all the the features in place, free agency, trading, scouting and drafting, all these things, and custom game entry.
Yeah, I'm excited to get my hand.
They were all zero. Yeah, Dustin, that's because they had that last year. High A players are in MLB The Show. Our high A affiliates are in MLB The Show 25. If you go into your roster and go to high A and highlight a player, you'll see the logo on the top left. That's why they have no stats, because there are no stats in single A.
On it. We're going to be doing some trades live after this pre-record. But for now, I think it's time to go over to Tim and talk lineup logic.
It's time to bring.
This is good because MLB The Show has needed updated lineup logic for the longest time. I saw so many people when I posted pictures of Isak Paredes leading off tell me, why would Isak Paredes has never led off in his life? They're looking for high OBP guys to be in those spots. Your best hitters at the top of the lineup.
On our heavy pinch hitter for the homer, Tim, welcome back to the feature premiere. Remind our fans, what do you do here?
Hey, I'm a game designer here on the show, and I've been here for about 4 or 5 years, and I'm coming in from cold and snowy upstate New York.
It should never be the biggest thing they had. It's not. They literally waited until 20 minutes in the stream.
Well, it's rainy.
And talked about the trade engine a ton before they even brought this up.
Here in San Diego, and I hear when it rains, it pours, and we're going to be adding on to all the trade logic we were talking about with Clayton. Walk us through some of the lineup logic that's being added to franchise this year.
We are so excited to talk about lineup logic because this is something that we have had on our radar for quite some time. Lineups, like Clayton mentioned before, are part of our pillars, and we wanted to hit the realism part. So we did a lot of research, and in that research, there was a lot of new trends in baseball that we haven't replicated correctly. We wanted to fix that. So now you're going to see your best hitters hitting in the 2 or 3 hole, and that on-base percentage guy will be in the 1 spot. It doesn't matter anymore the position. We're not looking for the slap hitters, the speed guys. Now you'll see the Otanis, the Schwarbers, those guys hitting in that leadoff spot. Kind of excited.
Yeah, I'm hearing, more modern takes in the game are going into franchise, which is super exciting. I know it doesn't stop there. We talk about depth. We talk about immersion. Tim, let's talk more about this.
All right.
So when you talk about depth,
what we're talking about here, last year a guy like Ellie might lead off. Or last year, like, they would try to find the fastest guy with contact and lead him off. You see a guy like Tyler Stevenson, right? Stevenson is 71 contact versus lefties, 61 contact versus righties. He's a good OBP guy. He's a guy that even though he only has 46 speed, Tyler Stevenson is somebody you could see leading off for the Reds because, why, chat? Who knows it? Why? Why do I like Tyler Stevenson, chat? Because he gets on base. Because he gets on base. Exactly. Right. Then you see a guy like Ellie De La Cruz, number 2 hitter, a great spot for the best hitter in their lineup. Best hitter in their lineup should absolutely be hitting second. Eugenio Suarez comes in. He's a big-time power threat, right? You get him in the 3rd spot to protect Ellie. Then you go Will Benson, who, again, could be a good power guy, could be a good RBI guy, good contact guy.
It doesn't stop there. We talk about depth. We talk
See how far they go.
Immersion.
So, again, huge power out of Eugenio Suarez, probably the 2nd best hitter on the Reds lineup.
Let's talk more about this.
Benson here against righties. Benson's got 70 power versus righties. So, again, while he might not be anything against lefties, Will Benson is a great cleanup hitter against righties. He has good power.
So when you talk about depth, one of the things for
Noelvi Marte comes in against righties with 67, 61, only 53 clutch. But again, your 5th hitter is another guy that can clean up a little bit for you.
us is always to have that risk-reward factor in.
So you got TJ Friedel, same thing, 68 contact. Now you're getting into the place where you want to get guys that can get on base against righties.
There, and also to have some immersion.
Go with the Brewers. I will. Same thing here. JJ Bleday. Bottom 7 are probably gonna be your 3 worst hitters against righties. We see Bleday here, 50-61.
For our depth, performance match.
57-60 for Spencer Steer. Although he does have very good clutch, which again, if you were to recycle the lineup right here, like let's say Noelvi Marte is like the bottom of the beginning lineup and you use TJ Friedel almost like a second leadoff. Bleday comes in with a decent contact. Steer could be an RBI guy, not one of your best RBI guys, but a guy can do that for sure.
This year. So attributes are part of
So
it.
very cool. I very much like that. I like that they do that. I think that's incredibly important. Modernizing lineups, especially where's the, oh, there it is. Modernizing lineups is something this game has needed for a very long time. It's actually one of the reasons, crazy as it's going to sound, one of the reasons your lineups get mixed around so much. And then Contreras, again, same thing here. Wilson Contreras, like you want to talk about like another guy who, chat,
So
what is Wilson Contreras do against righties, chat? He does against lefties too. What does Wilson Contreras do? He gets on base. Chat, you got to say it with me or I'm going to make Peter say it again. Don't make me do it. I would love having like player tags as like good leadoff hitter or like good 2-hitter, like that kind of
now
stuff.
you're going to see your best hitters hitting in the.
Yelich is without question their best hitter against righties. Look at this. Yelich without question is still their best hitter against righties. I love that.
2 or 3 hole, And that on base.
Terang comes up. Terang is not necessarily a power hitter. He's not your normal 3 hitter. He is a guy that in modern times, you go 1-2 and then you get Terang up. Terang has 83 contact, 99 clutch. He's going to get RBIs in that spot because of this rating, but he's also going to get on base. He's also going to be able to move around because guess who's up after him?
Guy will be in the 1 slot.
Now you've got Matt Olson, another high clutch guy, another guy with power against righties. All of this stuff, they're retooling the lineup to modernize it.
It doesn't matter anymore the position. We're not
Road to the show acts on for the I hope it includes Road to the show. Road to the show acts on franchise logic. All Road to the show logic is franchise logic. So
the slap hitters, the speed guys. Now you'll see the Otanis, the Schwarbers.
Same thing. Churio comes in 70-68. Good contact against lefties, but 70-68 against righties. 80 clutch. Clutch is going to be a big rating for these middle of the lineup guys.
Those guys hitting that leadoff spot.
Sal Frelick comes in again, 80 contact, 80 speed. You're getting this guy who's coming in like almost a secondary leadoff position at 6.
Kind of excited.
80 clutch for. Let's back to Churio. Gonna be show Vaughn. Show me
more
Vaughn.
modern.
We didn't get to see Vaughn.
takes in the game. Depth.
So again, this is where a lot of what modernization of lineup is talked about. It's not put your fastest guy at 1, put the guy that can move him over at 2, and then bring your big bopper up at 3. That's not the way it goes. That's not the way it goes anymore. The way it goes is number 1 is got to get a guy that gets on base. That's why he's giving you the most at bats. And your best hitter is number 2. Because by the end of the season, the difference between number 2 and number 3 is big enough where you want to have those more at bats.
Talk about depth. One of the things for us is always to
Hey, Dan Myers on the Reds.
have that risk reward factor in there, and also to have game and in previous seasons also come into play. If you had a player last year playing real MLB and their stats didn't really reflect their performance, the artificial GM may decide they're going to put them in a different spot in the order. As the season progresses, that dynamic attributes and performance will end up changing their performance in the field, moving their spot in the lineup.
It was with Cleveland, I'm pretty sure.
Down, just like a real manager does in a baseball game.
And it doesn't stop there. I know I'm excited for the next change, which is the
bullpen management. Talk to me.
Bullpen rotation logic.
Well, it's rotation, but bullpen management was also updated.
So in the last couple of World Series, we've seen the bullpen games been a major part of the way the modern use of the bullpen is used. We have the openers that will start the game. They'll pitch an inning or 2, and then somebody else will come in to finish off the game.
Chat, what time does Requiem launch? Just out of curiosity, anybody know?
Multiple innings will be pitched, and we wanted to reflect that in our game. So to do that,
Ferns, this definitely made a move.
Not only the user can utilize this, but the CPU will as well.
I really love this. I really love that you can do bullpen games now. There are 2 parts to this, by the way. Bullpen games as openers and bullpen logic. Bullpen logic was talked about by Clayton a little bit later. We'll see if we get the timestamp on it.
There's a few triggers that'll happen that'll cause it, just like real baseball. Short-term injuries can impact it. So if you had a starter that's missing a starter or 2, you may see a bullpen game that'll occur. A lack of quality in the rotation. So if you don't have a starter that can handle the rigor of pitching at 5 to 6 innings in the major league game anymore, you may see now a bullpen game occur. And if your starting pitcher, for whatever reason, has a long outing and their energy and stamina is down, you may see
midnight Eastern. Gotcha.
So one of the things that we had talked about that we wanted to move forward with, anything that the user can do, we want the CPU to do. And you'll see that in our new game this year with bullpen games.
And that leads even more to the realism, the immersion of the franchise experience. But let's touch a little bit on depth. You were already going down that path, whether it's performance, whether it's starting pitcher energy. What kind of depth are our fans looking at to then trigger these bullpen games, or when these bullpen games are occurring?
So like I said, bullpen games are going to occur naturally. It's going to be a part of the game where you'll see, and the user can do this at any time. The user.
Can somebody give me the timestamp of the Basayo trade, please? Can somebody look through the VOD and give me the timestamp of the Basayo for Bailey Ober trade?
We'll look at it here in a second. Game in the 4 spot, the 5 spot, they can set up the bullpen game themselves at any time. The CPU will use it whenever it makes sense for them, based on pitcher energy, a lack of depth, or maybe it's just that's the best option they have. And you'll see that in the
So again, a lot of what you're going to see with bullpen games are going to be lack of, if you have all your pitchers are lack of fatigue there. If for some reason the opener just has better numbers at some point, like there are a lot of reasons to see you can use a bullpen. You can set who your opener is going to be, and you as a user can set openers at any time.
Being accurately reflected in MLB.
Thank you, Tim, so much for joining us, talking through lineup and bullpen logic. Is there anything else you want the fans to know?
The only thing that I'm looking forward to showing everyone in the live stream is how lineups, bullpens, rotations are performance-based this year, and
I want you guys to really hold on to this. Performance is going to drive. Ratings are going to be a thing, but performance drives lineups and rotation this year.
will see that, and they
They
will
made
evolve
a
naturally
focus
through
of
progression through the
performance
season.
basing a lot of this.
Performance is going to matter here, so players can move up, down the lineup. They can even move in different spots in the rotation.
Aaron
or in the
Ashby's a
bullpen.
legend, Geldar.
Yeah, we will see it when we go live. Thanks again, Tim.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you once again, Tim, for joining us. I hope you're staying warm in upstate New York. But as we get ready,
and then we'll get it when we go live. And then we'll also touch on Yankees aging rotation, Tim's team, and how they'll probably use the bullpen game a lot.
all right.
Hello.
All right. For those who don't know, Carson.
Welcome back.
Carson, Ashley, Clayton, Travis, who will now forever be known as Travie. You can't wear a backwards hat and these rings and have an IS at the end of your name. You are now Travie.
We are live from San Diego studio. We are
That's a compliment, by the way.
14 days away from early access, Ash.
The
Okay.
ground
This play,
out.
We went over a
And
lot of
franchise.
this. I want to go over what they're talking about live.
that's right. Count if you've been watching.
little nervous.
That's
little
okay.
butterfly.
In snowy upstate New York, but
Hopefully
he's
he's
watching
in the
at
chat.
home.
Yeah.
Jealous
Yeah,
that
we'll
he's
find
not
out.
here.
We're thinking of you, Tim.
Tim, type 1 if you're in chat.
All right, so before we dive too deep into the whole new trade system, I wanted to kind of set up a couple trades that
All right, here we go.
typically the back level. We'll dig.
So we talked about this before. He had Jake Berger and Jock Peterson for Jet Williams. Again, these are offers not gone through. And then Michael Hellman and Kyle Higashioka for Randy Rodriguez.
We're gonna dig into the trade hub a bit more later, but right now you can.
And right now, for if you want to remember who has the value, right field and second base have the value right here. And it is a seller's market. It is not a buyer's market. It is a seller's market. So you're going to get more value if you are selling high-end talent than you are buying high-end talent. So as a heads up, remember those two things as they go through this.
With Berger and on the trades, we'll go.
Fans to know that you guys might be familiar with. So
There we go. Randy Rodriguez is a 80 overall, A potential, 800K. I don't know how many years he's
Yeah,
got
hopefully
left, but
doesn't
he's still
count.
got some control left.
Based on the able to go into the calendar and then sim, and let's see if we get some counter offers.
So these are offers that are already in. Again, there are no more instantaneous trades. So they're waiting for an answer back from both of those teams.
So you touched on earlier, you're kind of lowballing a little bit. So what are you kind of
A little
expecting
bit.
to happen once you hear back from your trade partner?
Well, I think they're going to let me know how they feel about the offer, whether the value's there or not, whether any of these players are really meeting their needs, whether it's positional needs, or if they're selling, they probably want young MLB, they want prospects. Our TV
Sorry,
is
chat.
almost turning off here, so
I know
one
myself.
second.
They really should include arbitration years, Detroit, but I think because arbitration years aren't guaranteed, that's why they don't. All
It's the beauty of doing everything live.
Hopefully the hop. Okay, so
right, here we go. So the trade was countered from Berger and whoever else it was, might have been Hellman, to Brandon Nimmo and Michael Hellman. So let's see here. A lot of people seem like they were in on Nimmo. Nimmo is 32. Nimmo's 32. But again, the Giants aren't really selling here. They're just replacing into a different spot. They want to have somebody in right field. Who's the Giants right now right fielder? I'm just curious. Assuming they haven't changed anything. They've got Jung-Hoo Lee out there or Drew. Well, Drew Gilbert's coming up, but Shouts to Brandon Nimmo. Yeah, so I would say that you could find I think Nimmo would be better than Jung-Hoo Lee, and you could probably use Jung-Hoo Lee in a better spot. Nimmo also satisfies maybe a DH spot with Bryce Eldridge is up. So depending where you have Eldridge and Devers at that time, I don't have a problem with them going after Nimmo. Randy Rodriguez, closing pitchers to me are always a little overvalued. And in real life, I'm pretty sure, don't they have Ryan Walker now too? Don't they have Ryan Walker as a closing pitcher right now too? So again, maybe they have two closing pitchers in this mock-up because Rodriguez is on the 60-day IL in real life. So
the Giants, if we went back in and we looked, it wasn't. If
you a little.
Wait, make sure I missed that.
Maybe focus a different package on Nimmo, right? So we got that counter offer there. We'll see.
You lost it last year, gotcha.
It's cool that they're giving you a little sneak peek into what.
Oh, that's right. They trade. Right? That's right. They could trade Bader. Yeah, for sure. Counter. And here's another one. So this is actually a better counter in my opinion. Even though you're kind of dumping Jock Peterson, getting Josh Young for Jet Williams, I think Young is more major league ready. And Jet Williams is a position for the Brewers where, Bryce Terang, let me see here. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bryce Terang is second. Who is their current shortstop, chat? Their current shortstop is what? Ortiz? Joey Ortiz? Yeah, Joey Ortiz. So you get a guy like Jet Williams. Joey Ortiz has... What is Joey Ortiz's contract? I'm just trying to make sure we go over these the right way, chat. Joey Ortiz's contract is... arbitration? So he's still got 3 years. He's a free agent in 2030. Yeah, that's the thing is Jet Williams could also be a guy that takes over for Ortiz. Jet Williams is 65 overall, B potential. He's not that far away. Joey is Gray Glove. I know he's an Orioles farmhand. I know. Jet could also play center field. Correct. Can also play multiple positions. I think Terang would take over center field, and Jackson Chourio is good for the Brewers. But so,
and you can see that
this one is a much better counter from the Brewers.
Some teams take longer to get back. Same thing here. Oh,
well, they have who's the third baseman that blew up for the Brewers last year? Who's the third baseman that people still wonder if he's gonna be good? Who was it was not a big time. It was Caleb Durbin. Yeah, Caleb Durbin blew up last year when they weren't expecting it. So, oh, that's right. He's in Boston. That's right. I forgot to get traded. Well, in this case, maybe this works.
They're junk. So Milwaukee, if we go back to the trade block again, which we can do in a minute, you'll see that. They're looking for a third baseman, right? Met there, and we'll try. So
are they?
Where are the Giants up there?
There you go.
So the Giants were looking for a left fielder. That's kind of Nimmo right there.
The Giants were looking for a left fielder, actually, but Nimmo, and this is another piece of it, right? Typically,
Giants have Helio Ramos out there. Why would they look for a left fielder?
In the past, with the trade logic, they'd only be looking at primary positions, but Nimmo has secondary left field, so they know that Nimmo can fit their need in left field, so that's why they added him to the package. It's going to improve enough their left field position.
Oh, is this defense bad? Gotcha.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That was one of the bigger points of our fielding feedback that came out earlier this morning that fans are kind of latching to. It's not just the primary positions, whether it's us,
secondary positions. Yep.
Your secondary positions.
What is that secondary? Look at the secondary logo, chat. I like that the logos changed the secondary logo. Watch this. Watch the Brewers.
It's not just the primary positions, whether it's us.
I like that it shows the secondary. It's small, but I like that it shows secondary logos as you highlight them now.
CPU, your second.
We're going to talk about this again. Brewers are looking for third base, first base, center field. Jet Williams facing 100% fixes the center field issue if they want that. So
positions matter just as much.
Exactly, and that was important for us. Yeah. We felt the old trade logic was limited to primary positions. We didn't want that to be. Same thing when we get into lineup logic. We've really honed in.
Also,
on
they may have
just
changed off of the shortstop thing because the team is not seeking anymore.
Needs in the lineup as well.
Because that's what we
And
see
everything,
in
he
the
trips
lineup,
everything.
So we're trying to, make it feel as real as possible.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, the Brewers, they're seeking.
Uncle, I love the
first base
secondary
and
logos,
so
man.
obviously Josh Young
I need
is
like the
someone
cartoon Oriole bird.
who's third base enough that they were happy giving a counter offer for that.
Yeah, very cool.
So, Colin, I'm going to set something up here.
So that's gonna be Jung. Oh no, they're sending. Okay, they want a third baseman. So Josh Jung would be the answer for that. That's right. No, that they do. I think Jurio's playing left field though, right? Bless you.
Go back to the main.
No, that's Christian Yelich. I don't know why they're looking for a center fielder.
To get it to be much as we
in the trades.
each step is
Jaro, 1 year Twitch Prime. Welcome back to the squad.
Game entry, custom game.
I love editing cleats and gloves and stuff, Uncle. They do have also a Sal Frelick. Interesting. They're looking for a center fielder. Agreed.
We're just trades that come up.
All right, so this is where they watch
Yeah, let's
trades.
do it.
All right, so I'm going to sim through March. Typically, April and May, just like in real life, will be quieter months for trades. But we'll see if we get one in April.
Jonathan Long for AJ Puck. I don't have a problem with this trade. It's a reliever. It's a reliever going for a first base prospect.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine with that.
Right, so the D-backs trading away a reliever.
Could be, Uncle.
Selling already.
It's very much performance based. So Puck is 30 as a second year. I have no problem with this trade. Relief pitching gets traded for so little these days, unless he's a legitimate closer.
J Puck 78 overall.
It is a little weird that he was traded with no innings pitched. That's a little weird. It's a little weird that he was traded with no innings pitched. What? Wait. Oh, because he's in high A. Oh, that's right, because he was injured. That's right, he's injured to start, so he's in high A. Good call, chat. Good call.
All right. Cubs
So again, not even on the roster.
are already buyers.
True and left, Mitchell Perkins, platoon in center
White
field.
Sox, man. Let's take this back
Frelick
a
and
little
right,
bit.
gotcha.
And so the D-backs, again, you're looking for good trade. Going already, maybe a small seller early in the season. All right, so one in April.
Same thing, Jacob Miller for Tyler Stevenson. We talked about this. The Marlins are selling Tyler Stevenson. Miller's a good, decent starting pitching prospect who's only 22. Stevenson's on the last year of his deal. He starts off hot, 286 average with 4 home runs and 9 RBIs. Again, still early. It's in May. The Marlins, who do the Marlins have a catcher right now, chat? Marlins, is it Augustus Ramirez? Ramirez? Yeah, Augustine Ramirez. So, I can see them wanting to get somebody in there. Augustine was a 287 OBP, 700 OPS, depending on how he's playing, 21 home runs. Tyler Stevenson is more of a consistent hitter than he will be.
Marlins look like small buyers going after.
And again, DH, who knows?
Yeah, remember, this is the first look at franchise in MLB The Show 26.
Lamont Wade Jr., big time. He's a righty killer, left-handed side of the plate. Again, Jacob Berry, not really given a huge thing here, but Jacob Berry's a good second base prospect at 24. By the time he's 25, 26, might be every day. They could be. I will say that it does seem like there was a lot of trades, but when I went back and looked at, because I was doing that while we were watching, honestly, the number of trades is about even of what we saw in real life.
Live.
Close your eyes and swing hard, yeah, for sure.
Wade Jr.
Wait, what's Wade got?
Ooh, speaking of my
Oh, Wade's doesn't have any at bats yet. We're in May and Wade doesn't have any. He might have just got called up too.
White Sox.
Uh-oh.
Trading away Lamont Wade Jr.
Tim's made sure the Marlins jersey to show the screen. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
How do you feel about that, Ashley?
I mean, some.
Tim knows what he's doing, Beak.
Actually, I didn't know you were a White Sox fan.
You didn't know that?
Trade with 2 first basemen. Not this
Like I'm
one.
making my
Let's see what the next one is.
Whoa. On the up and up again.
This is news to me.
Oh man.
This is the Marlins trading for DeGrom and Brazier for Ava Arquette and Joe Mack.
Oh, okay. Here we go. My Rangers
There you
already
go.
selling. Can we restart so my Rangers can be buyers? No, it's okay. DeGrom, a big trade.
Wow.
Now, here you'll see, okay, so the Marlins typically wouldn't be buyers for someone of DeGrom's stature
Right.
with his AAV, but if it's your walk year or walk year +1, some of these small market teams can take a shot at some of these expensive star players, that would typically be out of reach. So DeGrom going to the Marlins. The Marlins
They're going in.
So I
They
say,
are
somebody
going
get
for it
Steven in here.
already.
This is pretty exciting.
I'll take this B prospect, 20-year-old shortstop. All right.
I mean, he's a B prospect. He's a high B.
He's got a reliever and a starter.
No,
Rangers
Miami's
are
paying it.
rebuilding already.
I am curious to
feel
see
about
what
that?
the money is.
It could be
Because you get to
Whitlock.
see it on your side, but not the
Whoa.
other side.
Shots fired.
Okay, so you're right. The Marlins do trade for 2 first basemen. That's interesting. What was the other first baseman was what? It was Lau, right? Or Wade Jr. Yeah, it was Wade Jr. Yeah.
Thought some of my Rangers can be buyers. No. See how
So Wade
But-
Jr.
teams can take a shot at some of these expensive star players, that would typically be out of reach.
I
So-
will say their DH to start the season is Liam Hicks. So maybe they're looking more for the bat than they are worried about the fact that he's a first baseman.
DeGrom going to the Marlins. The Marlins are.
They're going in.
So I
They are
say, somebody
going
get
for it
Steven in here.
already.
This is pretty exciting.
I'll take this B prospect, 20-year-old shortstop. All right.
It's fired.
All right, we're heating up.
So it's
here.
Nathaniel Lowe and Lamont Wade
Nathaniel
Jr.
Lowe, The Marlins are literally going crazy.
It is interesting that the high A guys are getting traded. I wonder if that's something that, because they're in high A because of injury status, if that makes them more available.
Oh,
There you go.
Back going the Reds.
Christian Hernandez in
Right.
AAA, that makes
I gotta
sense.
say, this is typically more May here. All right, into June now. Should start picking up again.
Aiden Miller for Chapman, Henkes, and Fulmer actually makes sense, depending on if the Phillies are actually looking for a third baseman. It's weird because Alec Boehm is there, but again, right-handed bat. I mean, that's a lot of money to pick up, but Aiden Miller is a legitimate shortstop prospect for the Giants.
There we go.
They're not injured, so when they start, what I'm saying, bless you, is if you start a franchise with the starting day roster, injured players are put in single A. So even if they're not marked as injured as you start, they start off in single A. So they're available in single A is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Got 2 trades on the same day. I like this where you can kind of paginate over, which is kind of neat there, the little R1, L1. All right, so what do we got here? Big prospect going to the Giants. Giants are clearly selling. I might cough. Travi, take over. Chapman
Giants,
on the move.
We do see Webb going a lot. We see
Aiden
that-
Miller. Look at this guy. First round draft pick 2023. Interesting. Chapman.
Aiden Miller.
See, now here's a case where 5 years remain, right? The Phillies are willing to take on
Take on the money, yeah.
Tier 1, Tier 2 type team.
Again, they get a higher prospect because of what they take on here, for sure.
Bullpen as well.
Ryan Jeffers, again, the Phillies make 2 trades on the same day. We get Ryan Jeffers, Cole Sands, Dan Altavilla, and Matt Bowman for Gage Wood, Moises Chase, and Otto Kemp. Again, they're not giving up anything to the Twins that is going to be Gage Wood being a top 100 prospect, but probably on the lower end of that. But they're not getting a ton back. Jeffers is a 309, 7 home runs, 28 years old, is a rental.
And then we
So
have Phillies
not
again.
terrible, not terrible.
At least.
One way going. That's new to the series.
I want to see the Masayo deal.
Let's see what's going on with the Phillies and Marlins. Look at this.
Okay.
But yeah, Phillies and Marlins, we already talked about it, are high in the standings. So
Keep moving through June here.
all right, Nimmo, Higashioka, Tyler. Wait, was this the year they did the Basayo trade too? This is okay. So they traded for Higashioka. For what it's worth, the Orioles traded for Higashioka. They got Nimmo off the Rangers, who just got him. Tyler Wade, and Chris Martin for Kobe Mayo, Chase McDermott, and Big Christmas, right? So this is another part of that of the Samuel Basayo deal, is that they just traded for Higashioka as well. So they now have 3 catchers on their roster.
Oh man.
Oh,
Really?
this
This is
is
a
Another
player
big
that
trade.
when I play, this is the guy I target. I
Yeah,
like
Big
his
Christmas.
power. I like his as well. He gets hard to help. I know Mayo. They're way
I don't want to see this.
like. Oh, here's
Adames for George Lombard Jr. Again, makes sense. The Yankees are taking a ton of money for Adames here. 6 years, $26 million. The Giants are trying to shed a lot. George Lombard Jr. becomes a shortstop prospect for them, who's not that far away. You see, he's a 67 overall.
Oh, here's
there we
Tim's
go.
Yankees.
See, 67 overall, 20 years old, which means he will actually be league average probably by 21 years old. So,
Giants.
And they're
so don't hate that trade.
And late. Not every single.
It's automatic, actually. There's always
Griffin Jack's trade.
gonna be-
Bradfield again. Enrique Bradfield is a great speedy center fielder, but Griffin Jack's is a shutdown reliever. Already is 3.33 ERA and 84 overall.
period of
So
time while the team's assessing the trades, maybe waiting for
and keep
exactly for every team.
We're seeing a lot.
That's
Okay.
right.
we still these trade streams too long. And
And
the
then I'm
Southern
seeing some
League.
questions. What about the trade deadline, Clayton? What does that mean? Do you got to get those offers in before the deadline?
All right, Bailey Ober's. Let's examine this. I mean, honestly, Basayo becomes the third catcher. And that's the thing that sucks here is that because they traded for Higashioka, you know what I mean? They traded for Higashioka, so they got rid of. I quoted him, Tam. I love it. Oh, no, I didn't see that. No, I saw the new page. It's a solid arm for $5 million a year, but again, what's Basayo's age? Basayo's what, 21? I mean, if I go like that, if I tell you that, does that make it better? If it's a 21-year-old B potential catcher for technically a 2-3 starter. No, Stringfellow, you didn't trade Basayo. You didn't trade Basayo. You traded a 21-year-old B potential catcher. And this is catcher 3, by the way. He's got Adley in front of him at catcher. He's got Pete Alonso in front of him at first base. And they just traded for Higashioka. Yeah, but Stringfellow, I mean, if you're in a playoff run, you're saying you don't get another value pitcher? I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Like anything, at the end of the day.
Yep.
This one's interesting.
At some point, this trade, this Samuel Basayo trade has to be like, you know, the untouchable helps, but like, I don't know. Plus, Bailey Ober's got an extra year on him too. Yeah, I don't know, man. Catcher's a valuable position. Don't get me wrong.
Extension in the middle of last year, so the Twins are able to send over one of their better pitchers to kind of get that length from Basayo right here.
This is interesting.
This is very interesting.
Baltimore's really
I'm curious how often I'm going to see Basayo traded in MLB The Show.
going for it.
Shout out Mills.
God damn it, Carson! You just traded Kid Samuel. You know what's funny is Carson in the back of his head is going, it's killing Mills to see Basayo traded. I'm going to call him out right now. I know what this was, Carson. If you're watching in that studio right now, I'm watching you.
All right, we're into July.
They should Springer 70. Well, he's also old, AJ. You gotta remember he's aged, so that he's gonna start regressing at some point too.
All right, we're into July. Things could pick up even more now. We'll see.
That's the thing, and that's the thing that I hate about this is that I wish they would say that on stream. I wish they would say that they can't, but like, I wish they would say on stream, you got to take, sometimes you got to take the names out of it. Or I wish they would develop a tag system. I wish they would develop a tag system like Madden has. Like Basayo is catcher of the future. Or I wish the CPU teams would use their untouchables more often. You know what I mean? Like let the untouchables be a little bit more involved.
All right.
Me too, B Cruz. The one trade of all of these that I don't like is the Pete Alonso deal.
Those Royals are making a little.
And again, Bader goes to Kansas City, and Alec Marsh for a starting pitcher. So, and again, this is more. Marsh has some control under him that San Francisco Giants want him. So,
Yeah.
Two trades today.
well, you got to remember, AJ. He could also B potential is not just B. B potential is anywhere from 80 all the way to 89. Like, legitimately, if he's an 89, he's he's literally the best catcher in the league. Maybe top 3. So, yeah, Bader's got 19 home runs at the deadline.
Another trade.
The Padres making a move, getting Diaz.
I agree with you, AJ. I agree he should be a 90, but...
For young pitcher. Cedric Mullins to the D.
Yeah, but 2 years of team control versus them trying to get a window right now, Doc.
Turn around.
Mullins for Waldschmidt. Again, Waldschmidt, 8 home runs, AA. B potential 23-year-old. Mullins with the back end of his career. Arizona trying to go for it a little bit here.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit buyer. The season's turning.
Trades, we are answering whatever questions we can live. So if you have them, answering are possible.
Willie Castro.
Castro, who is a MLB The Show legend for Logan Henderson. Again, 28-year-old utility guy, can pretty much play anywhere in the field.
Look at all the positions he can play.
Yeah, he plays pretty much anywhere in the field. So
he's a super utility.
Tons of versatility there.
Great pickup by the Brewers there. Can play anywhere. Logan Henderson, another.
Henderson, same thing here. 24 years old, C potential, will get to be a major league starter probably within the next year or two. So, well, that's the thing. Basayo is a DH third catcher, backup first baseman. Because remember, they've already gotten rid of Kobe Mayo. So Basayo can play first base and catcher. First base is Pete Alonso. The other catcher is Adley Rutschman. And DH can be pretty much anybody. So,
all right, we're approaching the deadline.
Whoa, I missed it. I just hit end by accident.
Set something up here.
Go main cam.
All right.
Yeah. Questions regarding regression. We will get to regression in a little bit. Hang tight. We will.
These all-stars, these top players that are still playing well, they're going to age more gracefully. Control.
Yeah, Brewers made a business decision there at the deadline.
Cubs.
Yeah, I think
in the game.
And again, this was the big one. I think this is completely fair. The Red Sox are getting Corey Seager, right? Who already has 25 home runs at the deadline, 6 years remaining, $32 million. They're taking on all that money, and they're giving back Christian Campbell, Franklin Arias, and Kyson Witherspoon, 2 top 100 picks, and Christian Campbell, who's already in the majors. So, and they're getting Eovaldi, too, who's probably 3-4 in their rotation.
6 years remaining, big contract. If you can get Christian
back,
Campbell and 2 other top.
And Campbell's an extended contract, too.
100 prospects in the game. Let's go, Rangers.
In a year in the role. Well, they talked about regression, AJ. This is a roster thing for them. And don't remember, it's not always overall.
What a smart move.
Eovaldi coming back to Boston. Then Brandon Woodruff, who is on his last year. This is a rental. That's why he's not getting as much. And starting pitcher looks like, remember, starting pitcher was an abundance, and it's a seller's market. So they get Cash Mayfield, Casey Wells, Herman Marquez.
Yeah, and you see the Red Sox taking on
some guys that could help in the future.
Brewers have clearly pivoted.
So again, Cash Mayfield is 21 years old, high A.
Yeah, Brewers have clearly.
Again, German Marquez is kind of like the replacement for the time being.
The Red Sox taking on that big contract.
Brewers have clearly pivoted.
Come on.
Yeah.
Casey Wells, again, another guy, 22, probably 2 or 3 years away from the majors, but C potential is going to be a major league starter at some
Brewers
point.
have clearly pivoted. They're selling Woodruff.
And then they start up.
3 trades here.
Here we go. Jeffrey Springs, Jeff McNeil, Scott Barlow, Wander Suero for Hayden Wisniewski, Bryce Matthews, Joseph Sella, Nick Allen. This is just more of the Astros trying to get a piece to move better.
Another
No, it's just high A. It's just high A. It's literally 90s players. Nothing has changed the minor
A
leagues.
big one, 8-player trade. Houston making a late push.
I think Bieber's better at this point, AJ,
Mets.
in my opinion. But that's
Yep.
all opinion. Again, Mets get Christian Yelich, Jake Bowers, and Angel Zerpa for AJ Ewing, Jacob Reimer. Yelich is they're taking on a ton of money, so that's why the prospect is a little lower for the Brewers there.
Yeah.
Heading back to the
Jonah Tong, Mark Vientos, and Colin Hawk. The Mets get Severino, Savali, Mark, so two major league rotation pieces. Mark Leiter and Austin Wynns as a backup catcher.
A's.
I don't know. Vientos is obviously a very good player. Jonah Tong, but Severino is sitting at 7-7 with a 4.16 ERA at 32 as a year. Aaron Savali is a 3.38, 117, 7-3. I think Savali's better potential or performance-wise than his overall that's on. Mark Leiter Jr. is a 35-year-old bullpen piece, and Austin Wynns is going to be a backup catcher for them, maybe even a AAA guy. So Tong is only a C potential. Yeah, the big thing here is Vientos, but Tong is still top 100 even being C potential. So I don't hate that.
11.
So again, I don't hate those trades, man. I really don't hate those trades. I want to hear them talk about.
Basically, so
This is the opener. You can set your opener and you can set bullpen game right here.
Sorry, you don't have enough good starting pitchers.
There you go.
Short-term injuries.
It's hard to see Grayson Rodriguez, by the way.
Rotation, the bullpen.
Travis, this make your own
Right. Angels typically.
like
Yeah, the Alonso trade's the only one I didn't like.
About some
Honestly.
answer your question. Right now, we're going a little bit in bullpen logic, and we also have some new lineup logic as well, Clayton.
Bullpen logic. Let's talk about this.
I mean, you didn't mention regression. I'm happy
All
to
right,
talk
if you want
about
to go into it,
now.
let's do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
now.
Let's talk about regression. This is regression. This is the update to regression.
We, I think like the rest of you out there, the community,
Correct, AJ.
it wasn't fun having like an aging all-star who was still playing at an all-star level just literally fall off the cliff,
Right.
right? So we've updated regression logic.
Yes, it
If an
can,
aging
Stringfellow.
player past his peak, if he's still playing at or above his expected level, then his regression is going to be much slower than it ever has before. So
So again, if they are performing, not rating, if they are performing at a higher level than what they are expected or an even level, they will regress less than they ever had with this.
you'll see these guys, these all-stars, these top players that are still playing well, they're going to age more gracefully.
Potential rating has a lot to do with that too. So like 33-year-old with an A potential is going to regress slower than like a 33-year-old with a C potential regardless of performance. But the performance is now a major factor in regression.
They're not going to fall off a cliff. So yeah, that's new logic that's in as well. So
Okay.
hopefully that answers that question.
Yes.
and that'll pertain to those higher tier all-star caliber players.
It's kind of anybody.
Noticeable with the top tier players, the all-stars.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
if they're still playing at a
Show me bullpen.
Potential B potential player. Well, you know the names. You see.
uh,
Fair.
But
Talk-
understandable.
This regression
Point
is
taken.
protecting him, right? So if he's
Right.
playing,
No, if you set Springer to a 99 potential, he still has to perform, AJ, but he will have the ability to perform at a lower level. Potential controls regression as well as performance. They are two pieces of the puzzle. So the higher potential will give you a better chance, but if he still doesn't perform, he still has to perform. Yeah.
at an all-star level, much more graceful. He'll go off into the sunset with a
Take it.
beautiful.
Oh, crap.
To end this stream talking about Streamlined
No.
From a defensive perspective, they're going to get in the lineup.
Yeah.
He'll be batting one as this, if there's a
Your high
fire that
leverage
needs to be
guy.
put
Right.
out earlier in the game, he'll come in, right?
There we go.
It's more
leverage
Bullpen
situation
logic.
is, if it is in the 7th inning, that's where
leverage situations, so like setup man. Haven't pitched in 3-4.
Oh,
Regression
point
is
taken.
protecting.
All right, here we go.
Thank you.
Bullpen
This
logic.
won't end like that. Yeah.
There we
for
go.
sure.
Exactly.
Very
yeah.
cool.
yes.
Now, since we have the rotation screen, the bullpen here, there is new bullpen logic. I think Tim touched on it, but let's dig into it a bit more. The new logic, it basically looks to pitch relievers who have not pitched in a while. Like a lot of times, even with closers, if they haven't pitched in 3-4 days, they're going to throw them out there for an inning and get some work in, right? Otherwise, there's too much rust. They want to give them some action, give them even like a half inning, even a game where it's not a safe situation, right? So that logic's in there. We look at pitcher usage over like the previous 10 days, pitches thrown, how much energy. The logic is much more in tune to like high leverage situations, you know, so like setup men, closers. Typically they'll come in more high leverage situations, and not doesn't have to be like 7th or 8th inning. Depends on the situation of the game. Stutter McGee over here.
Good. But that's something we are
All right,
seeing
sorry.
in real life Major League Baseball is your closer isn't always coming in the 9th inning. It's whatever that highest leverage situation is. If
So
it is-
again, they're going to be looking for relievers who have not pitched in a few days, or relievers that have better leverage or better numbers. Remember, splits are now a thing. So K over 9 versus lefty righty, hit over 9 versus lefty righty. All of those are a thing that now the CPU is going to look when putting a reliever in. This should help relievers not getting like the second setup guy or like the 4th middle reliever not getting innings. That should help them immensely with this. The other thing I'm hoping to see that they didn't really talk about, I'm hoping that the openers don't go multiple innings. Because I'm worried that like a long reliever will get marked as an opener and go like 4 innings. Openers should go like 1 or 2 innings and then get the starter in. You know what I mean? I was a little worried about that. That's the one thing I worry about with like bullpen logic. But bullpen logic has now been updated, so that should help. Yeah, openers should go 2-3 max. Agreed. And that's if they're mowing people down. Bullpen logic's been updated.
in the
Is there
7th
anything
inning
else we have to
after
worry
you see
about?
Your highest leverage.
I think pretty much everything else was good, right? They talk about anything else?
But
A little bit of the
there
lineup
are
logic.
now some righties can crush righties,
Yeah.
some lefties can crush lefties. So it depends on their attributes and again performance. So lineup logic as well, modern trends like we've been talking about, and then the lineups are dynamic, right? So it's performance based. It's about attribute progression and regression, and then it's roster competition. You make trades, you call guys up, send guys down. You know, there's going to be some shuffling of the lineup, and it's going to try to optimize it. Defense and secondary positions matter, like we touched on before. Secondary positions are a big thing with lineups now. We're not just looking at primary positions. The best players will play if they can fit in the lineup, and then someone may have a slightly better bat, but if they're significantly better defensively, you know, they're going to go in because it's even more advantageous. You know,
There we go.
Slightly better
Good play
bat.
your
So again, defense is going to matter, especially secondary defense. All of that's going to matter in getting in the lineup.
Those lineups will be optimized, and
Just a beast. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of levers to pull. Can be overwhelming at times. So we wanted
daunting.
to have like a simple.
And this is the Streamlined experience. I'm not going to go over too much of this because a lot of what you're going to see here, and you can go through it. The timestamp is 1 hour exactly on their stream. It's a lot of what March to October had before, in automating tasks and things like that. If you like March to October, Streamline is going to be for you. I personally would just rather use custom game entry or my own sim rules. So, I think that's way better. So, that is the hold on a second. That is the franchise breakdown, chat. I hope you enjoyed it. We are not done yet. We are not going anywhere. We have a sponsored stream today, chat. Who wants to be a part of a sponsored stream with me? You do? I know you do. Hold on a second. Yo, Sean Peoples, 85 months resub. Welcome back to the squad. 333333333333333333333. Chat, I want to say welcome. Hold on. I ruined this. Did I ruin this? I didn't ruin this. Hoo-ha. There it is. I want to say thank you to... Oh, wait. We got to change it up. Change it up, chat. 1 second. Bam. We are in. Okay, chat, I want to say thank you, first of all, to refresh. My lord, chat, nothing works today. Gimme, come here. I did. I'm set. I'm set. Stop it. Let me be. Oh, for this portion of the stream, I do have to let YouTube go because it is a sponsored stream on Twitch. If you want to come over, twitch.tv/Mills. YouTube, I will see you Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Sorry, boys.